Welcome to this week's episode of Campbell and Jones Meet the Monsters, a podcast. We chart the cinematic legacy of the classic monsters. I'm John Campbell. With me, as always, Brendan Jones.
John, I like to think that I know the vampires.
Yes.
I like to think that I'm pretty well versed, especially since this is now episode 840 of our podcast.
I was going to say, I think at this point we have, by like the Malcolm Gladwell 10,000 hours, we are experts on the vampires, I think.
Holy hell.
Yeah.
I think we go beyond, Matt and Matt. I think that we are no longer just enthusiasts. We are now experts.
I think we've crossed the Rubicon there.
The Rubicon.
Sure. Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
I still learn new things.
Yes.
I learned that if you are a vampire who's a name,
yes,
as in a named character,
mm-hmm,
you move like Barry Allen. You are fast.
Yeah.
However, if you are an unnamed vampire that's just a resident of a whole vampire town,
yeah,
you move like a Romero zombie.
Oh, man.
I also learned that when you become a vampire, and this was a heads up for me, but actually made me kind of think like, oh, maybe I kind of want to become a vampire.
Yeah.
Because when you become a vampire, I learned your hair gets crimped. It's gonna happen. You become a vampire, your hair gets all sexy crimped,
and they all take on the same makeup style.
They do,
and I don't mean creature makeup. I mean literally the makeup, like the palette of makeup you'd buy at a beauty shop.
Yeah, if you're like a suburban mom, suddenly you're kind of a sex kitten. What?
Yeah.
I also learned this about vampires.
Yes,
and literally, again, I've watched all of it.
Well, this show is educational as much as it's anything.
It really was. I was like, thank you, TNT. Because now I know when you stake a vampire, oh, no. They won't just gargle and expire or crumble away.
No.
They fucking lift towards the ceiling like they drank the fizzy lifting drinks at Wonka's.
Yeah.
And they rain down as kind of sawdust. So they
sawdust,
go up,
or in the case of if you're a hot vampire, kind of sparkles.
Snow. Yeah, sparkly snow.
Yeah. Oh my
so
God.
Thank you again, TNT. You've taught me a few things about the undead I did not know.
Well, Brandon, I don't know if you noticed, TNT, they know drama.
They do. But sadly, characters are not welcome there.
No, you got to go to USA. That would explain. I kind of want to see the USA Salem's Lot now after watching.
I kind of want to see some characters.
Yeah, some characters would be nice.
I also want to see some characters that don't just recite chunks of exposition.
Yeah.
That also doesn't make any sense. These are dumb vampire hunters across the board.
So we're still in Salem's Lot, of course. We're still in 2004 Salem's Lot. For those who didn't read the title of what they clicked on.
Sorry.
But no, that's all right. But you have latched on to. I think you've already mentioned about every issue I have with this. But no,
it's my job.
Yeah. The thing that's so interesting about this to me is, at 3 hours, it still feels so rushed and ill-defined. It literally, I was watching the end of this last night going, how did they spend their time? How did you fuck this up this much? Like, you had this canvas, and it's insane to me. This script wastes so much time.
I know. And I will say this, across all 3 hours, the only parts of this second go at Salem's Lot that work are the parts that worked in the first one.
Yep.
Only the rest of it in the first one worked.
Yeah.
So the parts of this remake where they're actually hewing closely to the source material, the book, and also even to the same chills and setups that worked in the first TV movie, those are the ones that work. Every time they try to step out and be their own man, it's like boring and also poorly conceived and written. And I'm like, man, that's not good.
Oh, yeah.
Because it then just looks like, what was the purpose of this? The only things that work were done better in 1977. It's like, come on.
Absolutely, across the board. And it's so interesting because, as always, I was reading through IMDb reviews, most of which are not kind. But there are some people who were very happy about this one, only because they're like, hey, this includes some of the characters from the book that the 70s version didn't. You're like, yeah, maybe that was a good call. Like, it's just like, well, this has stuff from the book that didn't do. It's like, is that really what we're going to gauge this on?
It is a thing where this is the kind of stuff you jump on me about, like with Dracula, the source material for me.
Yeah.
If they're going to include like Swales, the old man who just talks about,
something
and
with it,
that's
right? Yeah.
Me as a nerd for the book. I'm like, wow, they included that.
Yeah.
This is great. They included this. There are things from the original source novel that if I were going to adapt specifically for a 2-hour movie.
Yeah.
Because as you know, I've been adapting it as like a radio drama that's going to go many hours.
Yeah.
But as far as adapting it for a 2-hour movie, I would cut Swales. I would cut all the nonsense about let's track down what realtor is got what building and da-da. It's like,
that of course is, and I can't believe I have to say this on the show, but having watched this movie, it's like, that is the art of adaptation, right?
That's right.
That's literally when they give that screenplay at the Oscars for Best Adapted Screenplay, that's a lot of what they're celebrating. People have chose this, add this, put this together. We always talk about the Marvel movies as being so good at this, where they know the source material, but they're going like, okay, to make this into a film experience and a narrative that works cinematically, we're going to bring this element, and then create this part to stitch it together.
Right.
And here, but the crazy thing about this is, for those who are praising this for being close to the novel, there's also insane shit in this that's not from the novel, and I would think actively like damages the themes of the novel.
Yes.
We'll get to it, but I absolutely hate the ending of this. Absolutely hate it. And the ending of the book, it does not make a good movie ending. I agree, like it, because it's very matter. It's the whole thing about they go to South America, then they come back a year later.
Yeah, the one thing I never liked was them coming back to do that. It's like I think that's
them
weird.
Burning the town down is cool as hell. But just
it's Stephen King's second novel.
Yeah.
And it's still great to read, but you're like going, I loved them just being on the run for the rest of time, which I think is perfect for the original miniseries, where it's like they're just on the run. I think they should have just burned the town and left instead of going away, coming back,
then this whole idea about they never know if evil is behind them, and they're gonna, and that's great,
right? Yeah,
we'll get to the end of this. All right, let's jump into Salem's Lot Part 2.
Yeah.
We open up with literally the beginning of Part 2 might as well been Rob Lowe turning the camera and going, where did I leave off?
It really is.
Let's see, because
it really is.
They've added this whole bookend narrative thing of Rob Lowe in the hospital, of course, previously on Salem's Lot. For those who, it's not that hard to go back and listen. But anyway, yes, we saw with no context, crazy hobo-looking Rob Lowe tackle James Cromwell out of a window, and now both of them in the hospital. And the wraparound narrative device of this is he is telling a nurse in the ICU here the story of Salem's Lot. And so literally, I think the first lines of like Part 2 or the nurse is literally going like, so what happened next? Well.
and it is just, and I'm just, talking about, we were saying, this screenwriter, this just wasting time.
Yeah.
The framing isn't working. Mm-hmm. The idea of this random orderly becoming integral.
Yeah.
As in he's the guy who's listening to the story, and so somehow he's being converted over the course of just a few hours of talking to this guy.
They try to give him a little bit of an arc. And you're like, oh, God, it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter.
So I don't care. Already, you can't serve the arcs of main characters. And you're trying to give a little something to this orderly character? Come on. Come on, script. You should know better.
Yeah, come on, script.
Yeah.
This guy, no offense to the actor, is so unnecessary as a character.
Across the board, I blame none of the actors. And I think actually a lot of where it's somewhat enjoyable is just that these are good actors. Almost everybody.
Actually, I agree.
That is one of the sad things about it, too, is you're going like, give these people something. They're ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, you could take... I will say that and I said this last time, Rob Lowe is not who I would pick for Ben Mears, but he does a fine job and he's a good actor.
Yeah.
So, yes, I think you could take this exact same cast, and thank God for part 2 finally giving Mark some screen time, because that young actor, who is now not young, but we see him all the time. I mean, he's still younger than me, but
Dan Bird, really good actor. And yeah, it is like, the only problem is because he had nothing to do in part 1, all of his stuff is in part 2, and you don't have much of a relationship with him as a result of that.
Everything in part 2 is leaning heavily on your knowledge of the book and the previous miniseries, and expecting you to care as much.
Right.
And they have not done the same job that a guy who adapted the first one. They haven't done the same job, to where none of this is earned.
Right.
None of it's earned, because they didn't build up Ben and Susan as much as Bonnie Bedelia and David Soul. So you're sitting there going like, well, that sucks, because I like Samantha Mathis, but none of this is working.
No, it's a huge, like, that's what I'm talking about.
Andre Brower's great in this, but at the same time, you're like going, they did not give us.
That's what I'm talking about. The only reason these characters work at all is like, well, I just like Samantha Mathis. Susan Norton on paper is not interesting, but same with Cromwell, same with Sutherland, Hauer. I mean, Hauer is carrying everything. With Barlow,
but he only gets like 4 minutes, and where it's like, here he is, Barlow, and he's great.
But it all relies on them just going like, well, we have Rutger Hauer, so we don't have to worry about it, right? And you're like, no, you still have to write him. But it is like, yeah, there is an inherent creepiness and gravitas to Rutger Hauer, but you can't, as a filmmaker, just be lazy and go, Hauer will just do it. You know what I mean? Because it is, man, it's frustrating. It's frustrating. And also, there's so many things. All right, let's get into this, though, because, yes, Andre Braugher, did we see Andre Braugher have a heart attack? I don't think we actually did. We saw him confront the kid, and now he's in the hospital. I think it's on Samantha Mathis to go, yeah, he had a heart attack.
I think so. And I think that it's similar to, there's 2 or 3 times throughout all 3 hours where something big is supposed to be shocking us.
Yeah.
And they do a very demure cutaway.
Yeah.
And I think it's because they think that's cool to have, like when Susan, this is the classic. It was a dumb decision in the novel, a dumb decision in the original miniseries. This isn't on them, but the whole thing of like, Susan's like, well, I'm just going to go take care of it. And goes to the house, and then Mark shows up, and that's exactly from the novel. But here, it's like Susan's like, go get out of here, and then he runs out, and you just hear her go, ah! And I think they may have done a similar thing with the teacher. Maybe in the first part, when he saw that maybe there was a cutaway, and he's like, oh!
Yeah.
It's like, we need to know what happened, okay? We need to know.
No,
maybe not the coy cutaway.
No, it's really bad. So, Andre Braugher had a heart attack because the reason we find that is Samantha Mathis has come and bailed Rob Lowe out of prison, which is where we left him last time, if you recall, the famous vampire and event storyline.
But I don't understand what happened with that. I mean, they do show that they release the next morning.
They release Rob Lowe, and then they go into the other cell, and the guy is just dead.
Yeah. So in other words, that whole thing that was supposedly a big creep scene of I'm coming through the vent to get you. Did he just get almost there? He's like, shit, I guess I can't.
And then I'll just kill myself then.
Then I'll just go back into my cell and bite my own wrist open and drink my own blood
until I die.
What the fuck was that about?
What a great ending for Floyd Tibbets.
Yeah.
Wow. And everybody's just kind of like,
wow.
Because then that just leads to everybody's going like, that's weird.
Yep.
I don't know. This suffers from a problem that a lot of monster stuff we watch does, where like, who is buying into that there are monsters in the town at what point is very weird. Almost everything with the sheriff is terrible, right?
Oh, even though that guy, he's trying.
Everybody in this,
so
like we
serious.
Talk about, everybody here is baseline good, and they're all professionals who have had careers, and they are all going, okay, this is the material. I'm going to try to imbue this with as much emotion and gravity as I can. That's why it's frustrating. I'm going like, I see all of you trying to do this. You're all doing just fine. But literally, it's like, it's that we can only have what's on the page, though. Like, we can only do so much. Yeah, I agree. That sheriff guy is doing the best he can, but the stuff is terrible.
I know I bring this up way too often, but it is my go-to quote for that kind of feeling.
Yeah.
And I know you don't mind it because it's one of your favorite movies of all time, if not the. It's, you see what I have to work with here.
Yeah.
It's always the guy who tried to fix Jack Napier's face.
You'll see what I have to work with here. Yeah, absolutely. It's that. And
these actors are trying.
Especially because, as we talk about, the name people are all people who I have loved many performances from in so many other things. So it's like, well, shit, I know Cromwell's not phoning it, like, he can't.
Actually, I will say this about Cromwell. He is amazing. And he does, and in the key scenes with this character, he's great. But I do get the feeling, he's not phoning it in, but I have the feeling he's playing. I have a feeling here he's like going, oh, this isn't serious.
Well,
so he's doing a little bit of like, there's even a little bit of like, oh, me boy. Hi.
I did go, I'm sorry, are we slipping back into your LA Confidential character now?
It seems a little like that voice was something he was like going, I can't quite get rid of my pseudo-Irish. Yeah. So here's a little bit more of that.
Oh, my boy, because that's, when he's talking about my boy, I'm going like, you talking to Guy Pearce again?
Hey, Boyo, why don't you say Boyo?
Yeah,
you
Boyo.
Want to say Boyo.
I want to say Boyo. Edmund.
Yeah.
It's another one of my favorite movies, LA Confidential. So,
oh, you liked that movie, which is one of the greatest latter-day film noirs of all time?
Yeah, well, I'm a bit of a fan of the noir genre, if that's never come up on the show before. No, that movie's
I'm learning new things.
That movie's a masterpiece, and just looking at James Cromwell's just when I go to his IMDb, literally the first picture that comes up is unfortunately him as Captain Stacy in Spider-Man 3, where he's totally wasted.
Why the hell would that have been?
I don't know why that's ordered. That's just, when you bring up like the 5 photos that come up first. Yeah. For some reason, the first one is him in the police uniform, and I clicked on it going, is that LA Confidential? No, it's Spider-Man 3.
I do agree that was a waste, but a good casting.
A great choice. I remember being really excited when they cast him, and he just has nothing to do in that movie.
Nope, except die.
He doesn't die in that. Dennis Leary's Captain Stacy.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Who I actually also thought was totally fine in the part.
I've not been upset with any of the Captain Stacys.
No, actually, I mean, all the Captain Stacys are just even when he's just a ghost in Amazing Spider-Man 2.
That's going to be the name of our new band. Is the Captain Stacys.
Hey, there you go.
Enjoy it.
There you go. Shea Wiggum. By the way, Shea Wiggum is the voice of Captain Stacy in Across the Spider-Verse. Great choice. And
yes, absolutely.
MCU, just cast him. He'd be a great one in live action.
Dude, listen to our pleas.
Yeah. Feige's a big listener, right? He takes a lot of our advice.
Feige, I like to think of him as like a shadow, fan.
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay, man. You don't need to come out. We won't out you.
He writes in a lot, and he's like, "Don't tell anyone. I'm a huge fan. I don't."
And I get it.
Well, he doesn't want the pull quotes in our advertising and stuff.
No, it's going to look like too much pandering.
Yeah, no.
He already sends us all that free swag.
Oh yeah,
keep that coming, Kevin.
Keep the swag coming. Oh my god,
keep the swag coming.
All right, I will just say he might owe me a little something based on how much money I've given his company. But
yeah, I'd say that's a fair argument for me as well.
Yeah. So the one of the biggest things is they really expand the role of the town doctor in this, like a lot. They make him a way bigger character, and it's another decision where I'm like, I don't think anything is gained from that decision. Because
he just becomes another vampire hunter. They have a quite decent little army.
And what that does is takes focus away from who should be the main characters, which are Ben and Mark. It really should be their story. And instead now, and with Andre Braugher's character, like he is in the book, being kind of the lore guy with the books telling them stuff while they go out and hunt vampires.
Well, we know that because guess what? At some point, both Ben Mears and we get another. We're referring to books on vampire lore.
And the book is so funny. It is the most generic looking book cover that just says vampires.
Yep. Vampires, something about
the mythology or something like that,
or other.
the legends or something like that.
One thing I think is
there's literally no cover design on it, like.
And I do know that we are being snarky because who doesn't know these rules? Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I love that Andre Braugher, who with all the excellent acting he's doing, and who can play the smartest man in the room without even batting an eye.
Oh no, I mean that's the thing is like this guy, he is slumming it so hard in this movie, and is almost making these scenes work. Coming damn close to making this work. Yeah,
bedridden scenes.
He's coming so close to making this thing work.
But he literally has to deliver as if he has found the key.
Yeah.
Where he sits there and going like, well, vampires can't just enter a place. They have to be invited. And meanwhile, the audience, and this is like 2 hours into 2.5 hours into a 3-hour thing.
Yeah.
We're all like, no doy.
Well, and they already did
Jesus.
The big is that in I'm confusing which. No, it's in this one where they have the big moment where they're like, actually, Straker never bought the Marston house. Crockett
That's
did.
In this part.
Yeah, Crockett did, and he had to invite them to our town, and they're like,
well, they waste screen time by having not only our heroes confront.
That's right. It's like a multi-scene realization to build to that.
Tell us why you bought the house.
By the way, when for no reason when Rob Lowe turns into like I'm sorry, am I watching the pilot for a Rob Lowe cop show when he's in his leather jacket and he's got Crocodile on the ground going, "Tell us, you son of a bitch!" Like I'm just like this is
that's terrible. He goes, I don't know why. He said that he would never buy his way into a country. He had to be invited.
He had to be invited.
Like, boy, I didn't catch it. And then that exact same scene.
Yeah.
Rob Lowe has to sell us on this.
Yeah.
Which is a real estate guy. Crockett's like, you can't do anything to me. This is my own place. You get out of here. And he kicks the wall. He's like, I can do anything I want to my own place. And then Rob Lowe has to turn around and go, wait a minute. It could have been sheetrock on
once again, I am
hands.
going like, I'm sorry. Yeah, once again, when did
the white dust?
Yeah. But I'm going, when did we step into this pilot for a Rob Lowe detective show?
Yes. Why is there any detective work going
this
on?
fall
there
on
becomes
CBS.
This hinging thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mark he gets away from Barlow.
Well, yeah, okay, we've skipped ahead. We should talk more.
I know.
Yeah. Because
we need to go scene by scene.
We really do.
We owe it to our audience.
We do, because Andre Braugher's in the hospital, and he goes, "Hey, listen, you're sure that guy was dead? Was it Mike Ryerson? You sure he was dead? Did you perform the autopsy yourself?" I do love that, where the doctor's like, "No, I don't do that. I'm not that kind of doctor. Like, of course not.
I'm not a."
I'm not a pathologist, or that's not my thing. And then he goes, "Well, because he had these cuts like he'd had an autopsy." And I'm like, "Wow, that's crazy." And he goes, and then he's just like,
investigate those cuts.
Yeah, figure that out. Get to the detective part of this story that everybody loves so much."
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, I'm like, I don't remember there being a ton of detective work, and there is some studying of texts in the book and stuff like this, but not a lot of like follow the clues.
No, and also
because everybody knows he's in the fucking creepy house.
Only it turns out he's not.
He's not in this one. Bold.
Well, he is, but not. As soon as Mark and Susan have gone there, and Mark escapes, that's when Barlow has to find another place to rest. I guess.
Yeah, whatever.
But that's stupid.
I don't like a scrambling vampire. I don't like a vampire who's like, oh shit, they're on to me, man.
Plus, honestly, in the book, and this isn't days and days. It's literally supposed to be a couple of days. Yeah, it happens so fast.
It does feel like this is happening over a much longer period of time in this. Even though I don't know that it actually is, but it definitely feels that way.
It definitely feels that way, even though in his narration, he does things like, the next day, everyone tried to pretend like everything was all right.
Yeah.
And people went about their day not knowing that they had already lived the last night of Salem's, whatever. And you're like,
well,
okay,
because
great.
all the narration is just stuff directly from the book.
Yep.
And so that's why you're like, this sounds totally different than the rest of them.
For half a second, you're like, oh, nice writing. Oh, Stephen King.
Oh, right. Stephen King's a really good writer.
Yeah, it turns out.
Turns out he's really good at a turning of a phrase. Who knew?
Turns out that may be the essential reason we still know the story.
Yeah.
Salem's Lot.
Yep. But I do like, they're like, can we get you anything under your brow? He's like, I need holy water. That made me laugh. And they're just like, yeah, okay.
That is, it is a kind of like uncomfortably stupid moment. But even stupider is when Susan, who wants to help him,
actually goes to James
Cromwell. And then, like, I can't say. I'm like, come on, lady. No, even if you're not Catholic, you can totally go up to any church and go, could I please have some of the holy water? And they don't ask questions.
No, because she's literally, and because she has to do like I came by because I'm not Catholic, but I need, and he's just, and literally he's going, yes, my child.
Yeah, and it is so protracted and stupid.
Yeah, and because he's basically going like, come on, out with
She
it.
also doesn't have to say vampires.
No.
I mean, it's like that you could just ask her holy water.
Yeah, I felt really bad for Samantha Mathis there, where she has to play this like embarrassed. Oh, I shouldn't, but you're just like.
I felt bad for Samantha Mathis almost all the way through.
Almost all of this. She has some of the worst stuff to do, and we're both fans of her. She's very good. It turns out she's on the show Billions. We were talking about what she's doing. I just don't.
I'm glad that she's got work.
I don't watch that show.
Me either. What a good cast!
Great cast. I know. I saw a promo.
I have no interest in watching it.
I saw a promo for it the other day, and I did just look at who's in it and go like, "Wait, why don't I watch it?" And then I'm like, "Oh, right, because I don't really care about the world it's set in and stuff like that."
You know who likes it?
Our friend Jerry, right?
Yeah. Jerry, who we love dearly, and is almost always championing shows that get a lot of praise, but that just don't appeal. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm glad you like it, man.
No, that's the thing. Is just I can't. I mean, they're going into season 7 of Billions, though, so it's like they don't need Jerry.
But
Jerry's
it's the last season.
Yeah, that's right. It's the last. It's the last.
Shit is coming down.
Yeah. Anyway, apparently she's on there, and that's great because they, like I said, she should be in stuff. She's wonderful. But
her working
so much of the stuff in this, and I talked about she is in the Pet Cemetery prequel thing that is out now.
Dead is better.
Yeah, sometimes dead is better.
Sometimes dead is better.
Yeah. But so Rob Lowe goes, how about that? I'm really worried about what's happening in this town. Maybe you should get out of town, Samantha. I know some people you can stay with. And she's like, well, if you're not leaving, I'm not leaving because we're in love. And once again, that's one of those things where this scene where they kiss and you're going like, oh, well, I know the book and I know they have a romance, but I haven't felt, even though these are two good actors, two very attractive actors who do have some modicum of chemistry, but they have done nothing to build this relationship. That when they kiss, even though I know the book and that makes sense, I'm going, I don't buy this.
Yeah, you just sit there going like, and this is referring to what?
If I didn't know the book and the story, I really would have been like, I'm sorry, they have not earned this at all.
I keep, of course, going back to the original miniseries, which is one of the things that I'm sure the filmmakers of this are going, please stop. And I'm like, I can't. I've seen it many times, and it's
so
great.
Good. It really is a classic.
Here, you're just like, even that one. I'm not saying that David Soul and Bonnie Bedelia lit it up, but I'm just sitting there going, there are scenes of them in that establish why they have a bond. They are both lonely outsider types. Only she never left town. He did.
Yeah.
They come together, and it works in shorthand.
Yes.
They don't spend crazy amounts of time, but we see them on a date. We see them picnicking,
right,
talking about things, and we get that. And here, it's just addressed as if, well, I guess you two are together now.
It is almost just like, well, the the two hot people have to kiss now.
yeah, that's right.
That's just
they're all looking at. They're like, oh shit, it's hot o'clock.
Yeah,
it's time for you guys to.
This is a problem I have with a lot of movies where it's just like, well, if you have two attractive leads, at some point they're gonna kiss, whether it's earned or not. It's just them's the rules of movies, folks.
That's kind of also, isn't there like every now and then a movie will come out that truly is about a platonic.
Yeah.
Two people, man, woman, attractive, who just work together or need each other for something, and it doesn't become romantic.
Yeah.
And actually, most of Speed is that way till the very end. But things like that where they always call it out and go, well, that's refreshing. I'm like, yeah, because that's life, man. Attractive people do know each other and like each other and never kiss because they're just buddies.
Who was it I heard talking about? I'm trying to remember who I was listening to talk about this, where they were saying in a commentary for something, they just go, yeah, the studio really wanted them to kiss, and then they were just like, the studio always wants a kiss.
Yeah.
And they just go, like, every single movie I've done, they go, well, could they kiss in it?
Jesus Christ.
And also I've heard so many times now where they talk about, I've heard a lot of filmmakers go, well, we filmed a kiss, and then audiences were like, eh. But almost every movie too, it's like, well, we filmed a version where they kissed, and people rejected it or something, so they didn't. But oftentimes they're like, should we just try it? I think that's funny. It's just
with kiss, without.
Yeah.
Well, we played both versions for the audiences, and they didn't give a shit. They wanted the story to work.
Because I do think it's a studio assumption that people want that. I do think audiences are more like us, where we're going, what? I don't know about this. This doesn't feel right.
Is the story dependent on these two people developing an emotional romantic bond? Then by all means have them kiss.
Yeah.
Is it just a story where attractive people are caught in a circumstance and romance doesn't play into it at all?
Yeah.
Then maybe just have them go, whoa, that was a close one.
Well, that's the thing that drives me insane too, is the like, I'm sorry, like, you're actively running from government assassins. I don't think it's time to get it on. Like, it drives me up the wall in thrillers in particular.
Actually, to tell you the truth, if the original Terminator did not require John, the whole thing of them hooking up, because they are on the run from a murderous futuristic android.
But there had to be a very 80s sex scene.
There had to be a very 80s sex scene, but it has a plot point that you're like going, right, because he is the father of, I got you.
So good. So good. He sent his own father. Anyway, we're not here to talk about Terminator, which is a great movie, obviously.
Which is a great low budget movie that works still to this day.
It just works, man. That movie just works. Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, the realtor, Larry Crockett's daughter, once again, another, like, I can't remember, does he have a daughter in the book? I can't remember.
I don't remember if he does or not. I don't think so.
He does not in the original miniseries, certainly. And if that is a thing from the book, then that was a good cut for the original miniseries.
But you know what's really assumed is when you go on the Wikipedia of this miniseries and you read it, it's assumed that there's this creepy, incestuous thing.
Wow.
And I don't remember them ever explicitly in part 1 or part 2 addressing that. He seems really focused on her, but she doesn't sit there going like, don't touch me, daddy.
No, and it's so weird because then he gets this comeuppance at the end that I'm going like, am I supposed to be like, well, that's what you get? I mean, I guess we are supposed to think that.
Because he's the asshole who,
but the problem is, I don't think they make this guy, and he's just kind of an asshole.
Yes,
like Fred Willard, once again, in the original, Fred Willard is this guy, well, because Fred Willard was one of the greats.
Oh, man.
But also, he's just so slimy, but in like a I know this type of salesman type of guy.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, he's a scuzzbag.
Yeah, and like even the way they dress him in those suits and stuff like that, he looks sleazy. And he's the one having the affair.
The big turn here is that they really lean into he's the one that brought this on the town, whether he knew what it was or not.
Right, but it's so it's like after the fact in this one. It's like
but he does get the really horrific
ending. And it's like I don't know that they really earned that either. Where you go like it's more like when it happened, it's more like the intellectual reaction of like, oh right, because he is technically responsible, but I don't feel that viscerally. That's a big problem across the board here. There's just not a lot of feel here. It's all just kind of going like, I see how these things connect.
It is just about that because
Yeah.
they really just missed the
Yeah.
entire boat on trying to make us care about any of these characters on an emotional level. It is just about weaving this plot together. And didn't Stephen King do that enough?
I think he
Also,
did.
something that isn't earned here is anytime someone does, say, a very flip Stephen King-ish kind of thing,
Yeah.
it stands out so
Yeah.
grotesquely
Yeah.
because none of these characters have character.
No.
Like Mark gets that one like dumb vampire joke,
Yeah.
and you're like, I mean, granted, it's supposed to be them looking at him like, dude, this isn't the time.
No one else at all has ever had a line like that. Not even Mark up to that point. And so you're just like,
I know
that seems totally out of the world of this movie. Because
they have lost... like, what does an Italian vampire say or something? I don't remember. What
there
is
something like that. And that's the thing is like they have zapped by zapping so much of the character out of this story, they have zapped a lot of the like charm of King, because King is funny. Like, and the other thing is he's really good. One of the things I love about King's books, and this is far from a new praise of him, but he's really good at establishing the everyday and making people feel real. So
that's why you feel
when the supernatural creeps in, then you're like, oh no, these people feel like my friends and neighbors. And that, of course, was maybe most of all Salem's Lot, because it is about the tragedy of what happens to this town of lovable characters.
I will also say Pet Sematary, the original. But I mean, all Stephen King stuff, you sit there and you care about them. But I remember just going, this isn't fair.
Yeah.
Like when I read Pet Sematary, I'm like, that's a good guy who's grieving the death of his. This isn't fair. And it's like, well, that's the point. That's horror.
That is so key to his stuff. Is you really sit in and that's something I think that's really key to a lot of horror. I just recently rewatched the Exorcist because they put out the new 4K for the 50th, and you realize like, man, so little of that movie is actually demonic possession. But they just make you care about these people.
I just rewatched The Babadook, which it owes a lot to The Exorcist.
Very much so, but also incredibly successful for the same reasons. God, The Babadook is good.
Yeah, and you're just like, I want these people to be okay.
That is.
And if you don't, then where's the horror?
That is so important. No, because then you go to like the Friday the 13th movies where you're like, all right, everyone is a stereotype, and I am just counting down the minutes till they die.
Well, that's when the villains, as in the slashers, become the heroes, because then you're very cynically going, where's the body count?
Yeah.
And how is this one?
And literally where you're going like they're giving people will rate down ones and go like, well, Jason only killed 5 people in this one. Lame.
Yeah. So it's sick, but at the same time it makes sense because those aren't going for the same thing.
You can't engage with them in any other way. They're not designed to be. So
all the teen characters, even usually the likable nerds, you're just waiting for them to get off because they're flat cartoons and generally people you don't want to know anyway.
Right. Exactly.
It's like, that person is a bitch. I hope they get it. That person's a total a-hole. I hope they get it.
Well, and that's what's so interesting about this version to me is they really commit to, and like people are saying, like, oh, they included these characters who the Tobe Hooper one didn't include. So it's like I would swear that the director of this goes, actually, ours is a more expansive view of the town. It's like, yeah, but it just feels like random scenes with people who don't matter. It doesn't feel like I'm actually getting a sense of this town. Because if you think about it, there's also not a lot of interaction of the town folks with each other. It's kind of Rob Lowe going from this person, then this person, then this person. We don't get a sense of community. Either it's Rob Lowe
doing that, or it's literally just the filmmaker going like, I'm sure you wondered what was happening with Weasel and his would-be old bride.
Yeah.
And that's I like the actors.
They are, and they're doing a good job. And like,
dropping the camera into these people's lives for another 5 minutes.
That whole subplot is objectively sad. Like, once again, from like an intellectual standpoint, you're going like, that's too bad what happened to those old people.
Yeah.
But also
we waited so long to get together. We're finally getting married. Well, I'm a vampire now. Okay, well, I'll be a vampire with you. And we're sad.
I guess, but it also seemed kind of cute. I don't know. The vampires. I'll get to the vampires on
cute.
this one. By the way, this was nominated for Best Music at the Emmys. I don't.
Was
think
there
so.
music in it?
Yeah, I was gonna say it made no impression on me. So okay, it did not win. So but yeah, it was nominated for Best Outstanding Music Composition for a Miniseries, Movie, or Special.
Wow. All right then.
Yeah. Must have been a rough year for music and miniseries.
Must have been a rough year. They literally looked out of the camera like going, "This is all we came up with."
So the Doctor and Rob Lowe go to the Glick house, and the Glick, of course, were the boys who died. Donald Sutherland drowned that one on the ice. Weird. Because in the book, I did do a brief Wikipedia look through the summary, which is very short. But yes, I mean, literally in the book, he kills him, or he brings him to Barlow, the Glick boy, which makes sense.
Yeah.
He kidnaps a kid and then feeds him to his master. That's a creepy vampire thing. In here, he just drowned him in the lake for his own also there's just a subplot about Straker murdering kids for his own enjoy. Okay. Weird.
Right. Yes, that's right.
Yeah. There's some implication in this where they're talking about, is Straker maybe also just a serial killer in his own right? What?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, I mean, but it's like a couple of offhanded lines, and then it doesn't matter because, boy, Donald Sutherland must have cost. All I thought about this is he must have cost a lot because they get him out of here so quickly.
It was just so strange. He does have I'm taunting good guys by being creepy evil,
and he's having fun.
He literally just gets his head piled in.
Yeah, and then they find him later hung up because in the book he fails and Barlow kills him for failing.
That is the implication.
But that's the implication.
Right. Is that later on Barlow himself says, "You killed my guy, so you have to be the new Watcher guy." But that's left up to us now to go, so after Mark piled his head in, then Barlow strung him up and drained him of blood.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah.
We didn't see any of that. And it is just delivered via a line.
Because we don't see that. That was a perfect example of me going like, oh, Sutherland must have been expensive. And I thought that about the Frankenstein one too, that he was just like, I bet he asks a lot. As he should, because he's a treasure. And like I said, I don't know that his taunting is, I mean, it's not bad, but all I could think is, oh, Donald Sutherland's having a good time, man. He's having fun.
Boy.
He is having a good time, and that was
he is.
And that was a free trip to Australia, man. So good for Donald Sutherland.
Yeah.
So I didn't, in this one, in part 2, I didn't feel it was Australia, but I definitely felt we don't want to give a wide view of this town with any shots. That's what I felt in this one.
And every time they would do, I mean, I last time I said, it's an okay replacement for Maine, but whenever they would do like that upper shot of the hill and the mansion on the hill and then the town, I'm like, oh, no, that's not the right topography. But that's, again, just based on, I've been to Maine a couple of times. I'm like, yeah, no.
Well, and like I said, it just felt like everything was like, oh, this one building looks kind of northeastern. Make sure that frame is cut off real tight.
We see one street of the town.
Exactly.
And we see similar shots of the mansion every single time.
Going into part 2, now with the full 3-hour thing, I'm going like, yeah, they are really being very selective about. And so that further adds to not feeling like we're actually anywhere. And there's no community here because we're only seeing individual people. So it just feels very empty. All right, so
our lives, John.
They go to the Glick house. You gotta love the timing of this once again, where the Rob Lowe and the Doctor go to the Glick house right when they're wheeling out the Glick mom and she's dead.
Their timing is
something
perfect.
that the Toby Hooper one does, that's a big part of the book too that I really like is there's no attention to the Glick father, and in the book and in the Toby Hooper version, you feel this like, everyone in my family is gone now.
That's right.
Yeah, that guy's just not a character in this.
Nope.
Nor is Mark's father.
Nope.
Literally when they kill his mother, it's like, I have no one. It's like, oh, so I guess Mark's mom was a single mom in this version?
I guess so.
Yeah, weird.
Because if there is a father, Wait,
because
there was in the first part.
Then he disappeared because literally he's telling Rob Lowe, now I got to go live with my aunt in California.
That's right.
And they only show Barlow kill the mother.
Right. But in the first part, the thing where he's unboxing his action figure, there's a mom and dad there. But clearly
they just fucking forgot about it.
They just fucking forgot about
it. That's what we're dealing with here, folks. So anyway, James Cromwell comes see Andre Braugher in the hospital. And Andre Braugher's like, yeah, man, hey, I know, look, you're a church guy. I don't know what the church says about vampires, but that's what we're dealing with here. I love this. Literally, Andre Braugher's the scene where he goes like, "You church folk, you into vampires? Is that a Bible thing?"
Yep.
And Cromwell's like, I don't know.
The church does believe in the existence of evil.
Yeah, that's Cromwell's big thing. And I'm just going like, these two fucking brilliant actors are having to do their best with just gobbledygook dialogue here.
Yep.
And I am watching two of the greats just go like, I can only just imagine between takes they're like, are you making any sense of it? No, I don't know, man. I just
don't worry about it.
Kind of shut up. And I'm actually I'm actually working on a play when I get back to New York. So this funded Andre Braugher in some Shakespeare in the Park production of something.
Yeah, and God bless.
Yeah, man. I mean,
that was amazing.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that he is a stage guy, no question. I think which is, and I respect those people who go like, look, I do this. And then I can do the Steppenwolf production that makes me no money, or whatever, and then I respect that, Pacino gets to do Merchant of Venice in the park because
whatever pays for it is A-okay.
Yeah, that's fine, man. So he goes, well, I'll consider helping you though. You could almost eliminate Susan's mother from this because her importance is so reduced in this. But literally, they have her going back to the cafe, where that her mom owns, and she's like, you need to stay away from that terrible Ben Mears boy." Which this is where that, like I said, they've Samantha Mathis is a little bit older than Susan Norton should be, and this is where I really felt this was like her mom going, "Stay away from that man in his 40s and you're in your 30s."
Yeah, stay away from that man, you grown adult.
Yeah, that's the thing where you're just going like, this relationship reads a little weird. But anyway, she opens up the cash register drawer to grab the family revolver, which actually is one of the only other things I did like. I thought Dan Bird was good later when they go to the Marston house, when they both meet each other at the Marston house, because she goes there. Actually, that's later in the next scene. She goes there, runs into Mark.
And we get the stupid jump scare again.
Yeah.
The stupid jump scare. She's like, oh, and we're like,
but he's got a stake, and he goes, do you have a weapon? And she pulls out a revolver. And this is one of the only things I liked from Dan Bird. I mean, I think Dan Bird is such a good choice for this part. But him as Mark going, well, that's cool, but that's not going to do anything. That, I'm like, oh, more of that. That's what the character is like.
Yeah, but
no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Whatever.
But also, it doesn't make sense because Susan, she's on board with the vampire thing, whether she's embarrassed to ask about holy water or not.
Yeah.
So this is, again, in the novel, if I remember correctly, there's a better reasoning, or at least we understand why she's like, I'm just going to go take care of this now. But here, it's just a woman doing a stupid thing. This is literally a character saying, okay, I'm just going to grab a gun to go after vampires. And I'm going to go by myself in the middle of the road.
Oh, I really rolled my eyes later when her as a vampire at the end of the movie says to Rob Lowe, I know I should have listened to you. I was stupid to go to that. I'm like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
It's like you were.
Yep. You were. Well, at least you're acknowledging it. But now, vampire lady.
But Susan shouldn't be stupid, is what we're saying. She's not a dumb
what we
character.
Don't want is a stupid heroine.
No, and it trivializes what is such a tragic death and turns it into stock horror. Dumb lady gets herself killed.
Because guess what? In the original miniseries, and I like Bonnie Bedelia and Samantha Mathis probably around the same amount.
Yeah.
Like, they're both delightful, and I don't see them enough, but there you go.
Agreed.
But here's the thing. The death of Susan in the original hurts.
Yeah.
You're like, even if you'd read the novel, you're just like, I'm pulling for those kids.
Yeah.
I like Ben and Susan forever. And then,
a lot of that is that relationship works so much better. So
right.
Yeah.
So here, I mean, it is sad. You're like, oh, she's been gotten.
Well, and
I'm sure she'll be a sexy vampire later. And guess what? She is.
Yeah, but they extend it longer too, and that's dumb, which I don't like.
Yep.
Bringing her back at the end, and God, that whole scene was the end.
I thought it would have, and actually, did they ever explain why she wasn't killed or turned back?
No,
because all the other vampires pretty much drop, and then she's still around. He's like, I really thought killing Barlow would is the implication that Barlow's spirit jumps from body to body, and that's why we got that weird death thing where they stab him, they stake him, and he goes through all these different transformations. That was so
weird, and I don't know what that was about at all.
I think it is supposed to be like the spirit of vampirism or evil vampires has been in many bodies.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's supposed to mean.
Well, I don't like that.
Well, I like it fine if they've set it up.
Yeah. I would say
sure, it's another flaky vampire idea.
A lot of this, most of this doesn't work, but I would say like the last 15 to 20 minutes of this thing is horrible.
Oh, yeah.
Is real bad. So yeah. So they break in on the Mars.
I'm gonna fight you on this. I'm gonna fight you, John.
Yeah. As we talked about, he chases them around and he's real evil. Blah blah blah. And then Mark gets captured.
Yeah.
Because he'll wake up tied up. But in the meantime, while Mark is unconscious, we've got to get back to the plot line about the doctor being blackmailed. Because that's what we're really caring about. And he goes, geez, man, I really stepped in it. I slept with this woman, now her husband's blackmailing me. And Rob Lowe goes, hey, man, I got you. I've got money.
This is a weird thing.
Why is any of this in here?
The doctor and Ben, who don't know each other from Jack, are now partnered up as vampire hunters, mainly because, Andre Brower's
laid up and Mark is tied up in the house. So
right. So basically, they're bonding in the hospital, waiting for Mrs. Glick to turn. Yeah. And that's where it's like, well, you'd think that doctors don't have temptations or sins, but I fell into this thing and now I'm being blackmailed. And basically later on, yes, Ben's going to give him the money. But we do get the Mrs. Glick turns into in her own way, sexy vampire.
They're having this conversation. We should say they're having this conversation
in the morgue.
In the morgue, waiting for her to come back as a vampire. Because literally, they clear out the morgue by saying, "Oh, we're studying the decomposition or something like that, or we have to look out for something." But it's literally just them waiting for her to rise up as a vampire.
Yeah, and as it gets towards the end, I do love the whole thing of just. Basically, at one point, Ben goes, well, I can't wait around for this. And gets up to leave just as she changes.
There is so much writing like this where it's like, I don't know if oh, wait, here we go.
And it's not just like, oh, now I'm a vampire and I'm awake. She does I'm bent backwards.
Okay, but
creepy.
They had to, they couldn't resist.
Now she's sexy.
Yeah.
But she wakes up first going, Ralphie, Danny, or whatever the kid's name.
Yeah, you got
it. Are you there? Yeah. And it's like, no,
no, ma'am, it's Rob Lowe.
It's Rob Lowe and this other dude. And now she's acting like, oh, I could turn you on, even though she's bent backwards.
Well,
and her hair is crimped.
Her hair is crimped. And why do all the vampires get this purple eyeshadow? Like a bright purple eyeshadow. They all have it. At least the women do.
Don't you know that's what vampirism does?
That really made me laugh, though. I'm like, I'm sorry. Who was applying makeup to these vampires?
Yep. I don't know, but they did a fine job. She comes at them.
It literally looks like a high school production doing Dracula, and these are how the brides have been done makeup on. Like I would be like, pretty good, high school students.
because she woke up pretty fast.
Yeah.
She goes right for the doctor and bites him.
Yeah, I have a lot of questions about what happens here.
And he's like, use the cross.
And he's literally got tongue depressors taped together.
Which was in the original
and that's a cool image. Like, that's a cool thing where makeshift cross and that holds her back.
Yep, and that holds her back. Yeah. And then Rob Lowe does stake her, and this is the first time we see the vampire.
Correct.
She lift to the ceiling and turn into dust.
Yeah, but like because she's in like a hospital gown, right? Where and then that floats to the ground without a body in it.
Oh right, yes. What? The clothes drift down.
It goes out like Obi-Wan in Star Wars, right? Where it's just the robe then on the ground.
Yeah, and then Ben Mears steps on it to check to make sure that the body's not there.
What? Huh?
Okay, all right, I'll go with that.
But then now the doctor's bitten. He's like, "Quick, get in my kit. You've got to inject me."
And look, if this led somewhere, or his weird, like, again, taking up time thing where he discovers that, when people have dialysis, they need these kinds of... He starts, like, formulating a possible cure for vampirism
and
right
that
on
goes
the spot.
Absolutely nowhere.
It goes absolutely nowhere. What was that?
Yeah.
Waste of time.
Total waste of time. That's what we're talking about. They have 3 hours and they're like, yeah, we don't need it. Whatever, man. We're just gonna put in a bunch of shit now. Yeah, because when he started talking about that, I'm going, I'm sorry, we gonna completely change the end of this? Have them cure vampirism? No,
it's what I thought,
or at least go off on some kind of like plot where they're gonna try or something. No, it's literally just him going maybe. And then they never pick that thread up again. I mean, really, the writing in this is incompetent.
It is like they just like it. Well, the second half has to also be an hour and a half.
Yeah, it does.
Each one is just fill it out, find some stuff.
More happens, but they're still treading water in so much of this. It's crazy to me. And once again, especially, why are you treading so much water when you have a fucking book right in front of you that's a good story that you can just look to the book, man? God. Oh, God. So, anyway, the doctor gets injected.
I think what we're saying is make sure...
What does he inject the doctor
don't
with?
Walk to watch
Yeah.
Salem's Lot
2004. What does he inject him with that makes him not a vampire?
I have no idea.
I had to backed it up last night. I watched it. I'm going like, did they ever say? No, he just goes, get my bag and inject me.
And he says right here in my armpit, I only assume it's something meant to, like, I suppose with a poison.
Yeah.
Where it's like, if you get it here, it'll stop the flow of whatever it is to the heart, or I don't know what it is.
Why introduce this if it never comes back?
It never comes back. We don't see the doctor. Whatever he did worked, or at least within the few hours he's going to be alive, he doesn't turn.
Yeah.
But really...
The thing I laughed at will be his death. Because it's so goofy.
Because you're sitting there going like, what the hell did that have to do with anything? At that point, it literally becomes Home Alone.
Yeah,
At that
really
point,
did.
You hear Kevin McAllister going like, Merry Christmas, you filthy animals.
It's them taking his death in the book and going, oh no, we can jazz this up.
Because he does go out in a similarly non-vampiric way in the book, but this is another level where they said, we can make this a little better. John,
yes,
I'm breaking like a werewolf.
And in a vampire movie at that. So
I know. So right. That's
we'll take a quick werewolf break and be back with more Salem's Lot. Back from that werewolf break.
Yes,
and ready to talk about more Salem's Lot. I'm not that excited at all.
No.
Yeah, so Mark wakes up tied up in the Marston house.
Yep.
And we get this moment. Just once again, the timing on this. Mark is able to escape his ties, and he sees Ben Mears outside, but he can't get to the window before he gets into his car. Oh!
Yeah, because
tension, it's thrills.
They came to check the house.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, Susan's not here, and neither's Mark. Oh, well, might as well leave. But also, is this where we got the flashback?
Yeah.
The extended flashback?
Yeah.
So the extended flashback is we finally see...
No, it was earlier. It's when
earlier because he did tell Susan about it. That's right.
He told Susan about it. and it's this whole thing about like, oh, remember in part 1 when I said I found those bodies? Well, turns out I was too scared to do anything about that, and also there was a kid in a bathtub who was dying, and I couldn't save him, and so I've always carried that guilt. I don't know if any of this is from the book. I can't remember.
Well, I can't remember either. But he did do the whole thing with I saw that dude, not Marson, obviously, because that was the original owner.
It's the
killer guy.
Yeah.
I saw him praying to a dark god.
Yeah, he has some line about like I don't know what it was, but it was a presence.
Yeah, and later on we have Cromwell going like, that was the anti-Holy Spirit or the unholy spirit. And like, okay, the spirit of all evil. Why don't you guys just say the devil? Why you don't come up with these stupid new names?
But the devil's been done, man. So cliched.
Jeez. So anyway, and then he saw him kill himself, and he saw the dead wife.
Yeah.
And he goes, she was totally dead, and I couldn't move. I was just laying there on the floor. But even though she was dead, I heard her asking for help, and I couldn't move, and I didn't do anything. Then he finds out later that it wasn't her. It was the little boy who also died in the house, who was in the bathtub. And so he's been carrying the guilt that maybe if I had not been so terrified and locked up, I could have possibly saved that little kid who was still alive while I was frozen in fear.
Yeah.
That's all important.
We'll come back at the end in one of the stupidest scenes in this whole thing.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry, though. So
wait, it pays off?
Oh, does it ever? So Mark now escaped. Donald Sutherland comes in. This is where he clonks him on the head. And then, he runs down into the basement. And, oh, no, Samantha Mathis is down there. But so is Rutger Hauer. So he runs out. And, we just hear the screaming. Oh, the screaming.
Yeah, it's all the cutaway stuff.
Yeah.
Again, Barlow is intimidating and says some cool things.
Yeah, because he's Rutger Hauer. Like, it's all because it's Rutger Hauer, basically.
Yeah.
Because that guy can be intimidating doing it. Talk about a guy who will elevate your material.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll talk. Don't worry, folks. We'll still be talking about him next week. So.
Will we?
Oh yeah, we got Hauer back next week, so don't worry.
Okay, I'm not worried.
I mean, that's actually one of the few things I'm excited about with that, because I do love Rutger Hauer.
I do too.
Like you're talking about, he just
such interesting choices.
And when I saw that when we were doing this, and I go, oh, Rutger Hauer plays Barlow, I'm like, that'll be good. And he's good because he's always good, but it's not good. It's not well used. He's given so little screen time.
Maybe his cowboy monologue was really.
Well, I'll tell you this: I don't know that it can be any worse than what's in the movie. No. It's pretty generic what he does say in the movie. So
it's very generic.
The cowboy monologue would have maybe been something.
They give him the one line, which actually I think is from the book. Where I was like, that's a pretty good line, but it's later. It's it is from the book. When Father Callahan's faith is tested and he blows it. Yeah. And then he goes, is there a God? And then Barlow says, whatever feeds you, that is your God.
Yeah.
Good line. And then I'm like, oh, right. That's from the book.
Yeah. Good line. Oh, that's King. Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh,
yeah. Right. There's a reason King's very popular.
It turns out that guy
we talked about that when we did the Dean Koontz Frankenstein, and then when you read other people who try to do King, you go like, right, no, he is actually really good at this.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty hard to do what King does. Like, I think people take for, and King has his shortcomings certainly, but they take
repetitive.
It absolutely.
He found his niche and he does it again and again.
But like, he does that niche well. Like, that's the thing is like, because so anyway, this is what I'm talking about too. With this is a problem in a lot of horror stuff, and I don't remember feeling in the book or in the but like, so Mark runs to Rob Lowe, tells him, Mathis is still in the house with Susan's still in the house with Barlow. And so then he's like, all right, Dr. James Cromwell, you're coming with me and we're going back to the house. So it's like Mark went to the house, Rob Lowe went to the house. Then Mark left the house, got Rob Lowe, and now they all go back to the Marston house.
Yeah, this is really bad story and script construction.
Yeah, so they go back in. And then, yes, on their way into the house is where he goes, here, doctor, here's a check for $10,000 as you were telling me about the black man. I felt bad. Anyway, we're going to go kill some vampires right now, but I just want to get this out of the way real quick.
It is literally just to touch on that subject matter again, because we will see after this, the doc tries to go and pay it off. And then he gets...
Really, if I could... If they said you could just change one thing about this, and it wouldn't fix it, but this is the one thing that is the easiest cut is the entire Doctor subplot.
Yep.
God damn it.
Even though the actor's not bad.
No, it's not his fault. I do think the guy playing the jerky husband isn't. I mean, he's doing the best he can, but he is written as we complained about this last week too. He is written as such a one note, like, yeah, you got my money.
And again, did we establish that he's another one of the local Australians doing some sort of American?
Yeah. By the way, it makes me sad that this was the first big project Lowe did after West Wing.
Man.
You're just like, so he's coming from working on an Aaron Sorkin show to this. And I just imagine
he's fighting vampires with Andre Braugher.
Which, I mean, like on paper, this seems like a big prestige thing, right? I mean, in terms of as another TV project.
My question is, did he read the script before you agreed?
Well, this was why I bring it up now, because in this scene where it's like, we're going to go fight the vampires. Oh, hey, Doc, here's that loan. Rob Lowe's been in stuff of such quality, he has to be going like, really? Come on, you guys. This is pretty poor.
Would this, if this was some sort of pay, would this come up at this point? No. Did you guys need it to come up at this
literally,
point?
they open up his trunk and he's handing out steaks to everybody going, all right, we got to aim for the heart. We're going to kill these undead creatures. Oh,
by the way, here's some money.
Real quick. Remember that blackmail plot? Who gives a shit?
He actually hands off, it's not a check. He hands off an envelope with cash.
Oh, is that what it? Oh, man, that's even dumb.
Because,
I just happen to have this lying around.
Yeah, I went to the bank earlier. By the way, it was totally empty because the town is almost all vampires.
That's the thing I thought too, is going like, I'm sorry, we're still pushing the blackmail thing when the town's being taken over by vampires? Seems like other priorities are,
Yeah, anytime they try to shoehorn from this point on, which is the morning after the vampires are pretty much broken out.
Because they are doing at this point, now we're getting lots of establishing shots of empty streets. There's the scene earlier, which we didn't cut. There's a brief scene where Mark is in school and they're going like, everyone seems to be absent. It's like...
That doesn't make any sense to me, because if it spreads as quickly as it supposedly does, and the sheriff
the teacher literally has a something must be going around line.
And the sheriff runs down like a list of all these people, and I'm like, okay, in a town this small, if that amount of people overnight suddenly were hit, even if it was like a plague or something, there would be no school.
No,
also,
it's over, man.
But they keep showing us extras in the background that was shopping at the supermarket. And I'm like, really, people? Everyone's going to be like, oh yeah.
That's why we talk about. It happened so quickly in the book because it's a tiny little town.
It's a tiny little town.
It's not super hard to turn everyone into vampires. Like you would take over.
Yeah. Marge over at the diner. Oh, she's a vampire. She turned into a vampire last night.
I heard she was a vampire now. That's right.
She was out vampiring. I saw her.
I saw her. You know what the kids are doing these days? They're all out vampiring. That's what I say.
Vampiring.
Oh, yeah.
It's not for me, but I don't want to tell
I'm not one for fads.
Business.
I'm not really up on what the kids are into with the vampiring and such. All dressed in black with their purple eye makeup.
The crimped hair. I don't know where they all got those hair irons. But
can't keep the crimpers in stock.
Yesterday I had 10 of them. This morning I sold out of them all.
So this is where they go into the Marston house. They find Donald Sutherland hanging, having been drained. Once again, we don't see any
hung
of that.
Upside down, and that's the end of Donald Sutherland. That's a wrap on Mr. Sutherland.
Yeah, that's a wrap on Mr. Sutherland, because he tells us, because it will break our budget if we have one more day with him.
Yeah, you've got all I'm going to give you.
Yeah, he's like, excuse me, I have to go do something good.
Then he just tips his hat to Rutgers like, all yours.
Yeah. Take it from here, Dutchman. Yeah, Rutgers a long way from Verhoeven at this point.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, Rutger is always one of those guys who, early on he was the shit, and then he did descend into some real garbage.
He did,
which is a bummer because he was always good in it. I mean, we did a few of his movies over on the Action Shelf, but it was always like, oh, he's capable of so much better than this.
He certainly
that's
is.
right. Of course, this is the same year that he does Frankenstein. So this was his year of paychecks, Donald Sutherland, wasn't it?
The year of paychecks.
Well, because then literally the next year he's in that big sweeping Pride and Prejudice movie with Keira Knightley.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, oh, that's like big prestige.
And guess what? He's good in it.
He's great in it. He's really, really good in that. So
turns out that guy's got something. He's going places.
But that's the idea where it's like, excuse me, I have to go be like in a prestigious Oscar picture now.
Yeah.
You can't touch Sutherland. You
can't. I tried once, and he called security on me.
He still has that restraining order against you. No, that's the thing. I love guys like him, where it's like he can do a couple of these absolutely forgettable TV things and then go be in something really acclaimed and prestigious, and it's just like, nope, he's Teflon. They'll always want to hire Donald Sutherland.
Yep.
It doesn't matter.
He's rubber and I'm glue. Whatever I say bounces off of him and sticks to me.
So they go down into the basement, which is, full of sleeping vampires, and they all start staking people.
Yep. So we see lots of bodies jumping up, and except for they stake the...
It's inconsistent.
Nope. It's inconsistent.
They
That's
don't.
Right.
When they're staking these vampires, we don't see any of them lift up into the sky.
What the fuck is that about?
Sorry, we only have a budget to do it like twice.
Apparently. Jesus.
Oh God, it's bad. They start staking, and then they go, okay, there's the coffin over there. That must be where Barlow is. But when they open it up, oh, it's sexy vampire Samantha Mathis.
What I think is hilarious is, yes, it's tragic. She's dead. We all liked her. Oh no.
Yeah.
But for some reason, all the other bodies, which look exactly pretty much the same, they're like, this is gross. We got to do it though. All right, we're taking them out. Then they get to her, and at this point, it's when the Father Callahan's like going, good God, how could someone do something like this? And I'm like, well, the same thing was all. But it's because of Samantha Mathis.
Those were uggos. All right,
those were uggos.
But this lady was gorgeous. All right, how could they? She was the hottest woman in town. Damn it, bastard!
She was the hottest waitress at a diner owned by her mother in town.
Samantha Mathis, though, is as we were talking about last week. She is a perfect choice to be the hottest woman of a small town. That is exactly what her beauty is. Absolutely.
Yes.
I mean, it's the reason why, once again, pump up the volume. It's like she looks like the girl you had a crush on in high school.
Right.
She's gorgeous, but in a way that
gothy, but also excessive.
but looks like somebody you would actually know. Whereas Rob Lowe is in the category of, I've never seen a human like that. Josh Molina does a West Wing podcast, or he's been rewatching the show, and he talks about he goes literally you almost can't stand to be around him. He's just like, you just go like, no, this is not real. Because he goes, you see some celebrities in real life, and you go like, oh, okay, well they're not, they look better on screen.
I see where
he goes, no, Rob Lowe looks exactly like he looks like in a movie, and you're just like, God damn it, how do you exist?
It's not fair.
But that's why he's a bad choice for Ben Mears as right, competent a job as he's doing here, because I've never seen him be bad at anything.
Again, even though it would be cross-pollination, like an Adrian Brody, who is a handsome guy, but in a very unconventional way.
Yeah.
And certainly looks like life is beating him about.
Well, that's why he's so perfect in Chapel Wait as like,
and
as this broken, haunted man.
A good Ben Mears as well, where you buy the intellectualism, but you also buy that's a lonely, heartbroken man.
No, he's great at that. I mean, and obviously, we don't have to tell him that. He seems to know what he's good at and has been doing.
He knows.
He seems to have he has a pretty good career doing that. And he can
unless he's doing something that's broadly comedic, and he's great at that too. That's a handsomely talented man.
Yeah,
and unconventionally attractive, which is what works.
But exactly, he's one of those guys though that's compelling because he's not a pretty boy, and you're like,
that's right.
There's something interesting about this face.
It's almost like we're going to forgive him for sexually assaulting Halle Berry at the Oscars.
Oh, people have made a big. That's one of those things everybody thought was cute, and then has come around to like,
hey, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Hey, she didn't say it was okay.
But everyone was so charmed by it when it happened.
Yeah, just like people were charmed by what's his name jumping all over the seats.
Oh yeah, Roberto Benigni. It was one of
Benigni
it's one of those.
I love everyone. I make all of you my mother children.
And that
thank you.
Although I will actually say I remember at the time going like, it's a bit much.
Yeah, it's a bit much.
I don't care for that guy, and I really didn't care for that movie. But
I liked it. I just was like, oh, is this the acceptable version of The Day the Clown Cried?
It is. It absolutely is. He kept the clown costume off, and I think that really made the difference.
Mm-hmm. That was it.
That's the big difference. Yeah. So, but they go to stake her, and Rob Lowe's like, no. But anyway, we just slaughtered a bunch of these vampires, but this one we might be able to save.
At this
point,
it just
hit me. Maybe we could save Samantha Mathis.
It is the thing where it's like, oh, it just occurred to me.
Yeah.
After they've laid waste to 10 or 12 other vampires.
But now that I see this hottie,
what if killing Barlow, the lead vampire, makes them all come back to life, or just all die? But either way, let's not stake the hottie.
Yeah.
And this is bad, dumb writing.
Yeah.
This is bad, dumb writing.
Because in the book, he does just stake her reluctantly. Tearfully, he still knows that he has to do it. But
it's almost like this Ben Mears has watched a few vampire movies or Buffy. He's like, maybe we can.
No, because he's literally going, wait a minute, didn't I hear a thing about if we kill the main vampire, it'll bring back the other ones? We should give that a shot
that
first.
Was in the book that Andre Brower was reading.
I did want somebody to go, well, when did you think of that when we staked the other 20 people? Well, none of them look like Samantha Mathis.
And none of them bring it up. They're like, oh, okay, maybe you're right, Ben.
None of them are Princess Peach, you guys.
Oh,
child of the '90s, folks.
That movie, again, I like the cast.
I kind of like that movie for. Well, I do like just how fucking weird that movie is.
It is. It leaned into a weird alternate universe take on Mario.
I mean that's the thing. I guess I less like it, and I'm more fascinated by. I'm always fascinated when people do
the decisions.
When people do really weird stuff with studio money, it just fascinates me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think the movie, of course, is also great, but that's a big reason for my love of Bram Stoker's Dracula. Is like, Jesus Christ, look how fucking weird this mainstream studio movie is.
Yeah,
it's so
but
strange.
You've got a Coppola, and
obviously, he was able to do that.
Yep,
and it worked. That one did hit big, and
it did.
Every
now and then, the gamble pays off.
Yeah,
just like this one we're talking about right now.
So, the doctor guy, having staked everyone.
Yeah.
But like, all right, well, we'll give it a second on Samantha Mathis, and we'll figure it out.
I love the whole idea of like, well, maybe we can deal with we'll let one vampire still roam around. It's like, you idiot! Don't you understand vampirism?
It's insane to think that they all just leave now. They all just leave.
They all just leave.
By the way, Samantha Mathis, speaking of vampire virus, I forgot she was on The Strain, the Guillermo del Toro vampire show.
That's right.
That was very much about making it into a virus.
Wait, was her hair crimped in that one?
No, bizarrely not. If you could believe that.
Man, it's just like they didn't do the research.
That
they don't know
2010 vampire show didn't crimp anyone's hair.
What
I can't believe
hell?
It. Yeah, well, it was Guillermo del Toro, and I know this is kind of a different take, but his vampire is a little bit more monstrous and disturbing, and I know, bold take for him. Yeah,
look,
really different.
Either it's evening wear or it's crimped hair, but if you don't have either, that's not a vampire.
Sorry, Del Toro, try again.
Yeah, try again.
Yeah. Del Toro, I don't think he would do it, but he could do he would be the kind of guy I'd like to see do a Salem's Lot. I don't think he would want to adapt something like King, but
every project he has ever mentioned.
Yep.
And Lord knows there should be a running tally.
Yeah.
But every dream project he's ever mentioned,
the
fact that it doesn't exist, we're all the sadder for it. Every single one.
It's true. It's true. Every
his
one
Doc
of
Savage never happened. Would have been amazing.
Would you see him
his
talking about
At the Mountains of Madness? Never happened.
I'm really sad that never happened because that I really wanted to see.
All of it. His Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Oh, I know.
Which we kind of got,
which was I do like that he just sort of let that out. But hey, man, we're finally getting his Frankenstein, and I can't wait.
My fingers are crossed.
Well, it will be the thing that will work because it's Del Toro. So the thing about it is, regardless of what it is, it will be his, and that I think is something we don't like the anonymous one. So at the very least, the thing that's this being a prime example, this does not have much of a vision.
Big swing.
Yeah,
and if the big swing connects,
I have, even though big swings that don't work, at least I'm like, okay, you went down trying to do something. It's stuff like this. This is a prime example of like nobody feels very connected to this.
And it is hilarious and sad that all of we're putting our own stamp on it, parts of it fail. All of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's where it's like, oh, I'm sorry, you didn't set out to just redo the original miniseries. No. But all the stuff you added doesn't work.
But it's so weird where it's like the Shining, like the other examples of this, like the Shining miniseries that King, of course, himself wrote. It was about, okay, the thing you can say is, all right, well, it did everything from the book. Now, but it's like, that's the reason why it exists. But this is going, if this had just been super faithful to the book, that'd be one thing. I would understand it. But to go like, we're going to be kind of faithful, but also just make weird choices that don't work.
Again, I think that's daring.
You know what? You know what's really daring? We decided, what if it was bad? And that was really our interesting take. We took a good thing and made it bad.
The commentary. We sat and we said, we're not going to be able to make a classic because the classic has already been made. We're also not going to be able to remake the book because the book already exists and it's amazing.
Yeah.
Our new take was, let's really stink it up.
Yeah.
Let's make a movie that you can smell from where you're sitting right now.
Let's waste the time of a bunch of super talented actors.
Yeah. And sure, maybe that is not what you wanted, but at the same time, tell us that wasn't daring.
Yeah. Come on, man. That's just so many people trying to make good movies. We thought, what if bad? So a perfect example of this thing being bad. They're staking these vampires. They don't stake Samantha Mathis and just leave. And then the doctor's like, you guys head out without me. I got to go pay off my blackmailer. Literally the next scene after they've just staked vampires he drives
that course should have been wrapped up earlier if they wanted to make this doctor such a integral part of the vampire story.
All right, literally we saw a entire lair full of vampires that we had to kill. But
I still got to go pay off.
I've got to get this blackmailer off my back.
Jesus
and also, Christ. Blackmailer of what now? Who's he gonna tell? The whole town is
vampires. Plus, when Doc goes
people are gonna find out you had sex with my wife. Oh wait, they're all vampires.
I know. It's like, who are you? Who are you protecting your rep from? But he doesn't know that till he gets there, and then he finds out, surprisingly, what? She was in on it.
Oh,
so the whole thing is, this was
of course,
scam.
in their filthy trailer park home.
Their filthy trailer park home.
Yeah.
And he's dirtbag is coughing. And what's funny is, doctor is actually still a decent doctor guy. He's like, look, I don't care. Take the money, whatever. You are sick. So you should go to the hospital. Yeah. And then the guy's like, you ain't getting your hand down my pants. That was really good, by the way. I like that line. That was great.
Well, if there wasn't just a dash of homophobia in this movie.
And then basically it's like, all right, fine. You stay here and be sick. In fact, you stay here and be sick and die with your horrible wife who I had sex with.
I hope both of you turn into vampires.
But let me take the kid to the hospital.
In fact,
at least.
I'll give you my fancy BMW. And I do. It's not good, but I did laugh at all right, I'll trade you my car for the baby. And the wife is like, no way, man. He's like, whoa, shut up, honey. What'd you say about a BMW?
Yeah, he's like, he goes, keys for keys. Yeah. I'll take your car, and you get mine forever.
No, let me. He literally, the guy goes, for keeps?
Yeah, for keeps. He's like, yeah, just let me get keeps. The baby to the hospital.
You fucking about to be vampire bastard.
I know. So, hey, that's how that works.
And then he takes this baby, and I'm so glad he does, because he becomes no, never mind, nothing comes of this.
That doesn't pay off, and that means when they end up burning Salem's Lot, the entire town, that baby's gonna burn too.
I guess. Whatever. Yeah, because literally he comes back in the hospital with the baby and he just gives it to a nurse going, yeah, have this baby checked out and make sure it's safe and whatever, and then...
And meanwhile, the people in the hospital are like, everyone's a vampire in here. Yeah. Just check out that baby, okay? Great, thanks. Garbage. This is garbage.
Really, this is what I'm saying. I think part 2 is worse. And part 1's
I don't
bad.
think it's worse simply because, like I said before, things happen and there's vampires.
Let me say, maybe it's the culmination of bad decisions made in part 1. Now they're really in our face because they're paying off poorly.
Amen, brother.
Yeah. And so, so James Cromwell takes Mark home, and I thought this was a weird choice. So Cromwell, who's the priest, brings Mark home, and I guess because it was of the time or whatever, and it was a hot button issue. But literally, you have Mark's mother going, "What were you doing with him, father?"
Actually, still a hot button issue.
Well, of course, it's still not. But like I say, it was a new thing being discussed. But I just thought but it's one of those things too. I'm just like, I don't think we need to bring that into this.
No, we don't, but they wanted to, just for more tension, I suppose.
Yeah, and it's just so she's like, it kept out till all hours of the night, and, whatever, and you're with this priest, what the fuck, man, whatever. A vampire crashes in through the window.
Yes.
Here comes Rutger Hauer through the window. I gotta bring up some costuming. What is with
I'm ready.
Rutger Hauer in this, flowy pirate shirt? Is their vampire take? I guess just because he's
I mean, in the first part, he's just in doddering old dude clothes.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you're right. This is an improvement, but they still are. They're just trying to be like, see, he's from the past.
You know what? I'm honestly, I think this is a thing where he brought whatever he wanted to wear, and they're like, we're not going to fight him on, because we'll fight him on the stupid cowboy monologue.
All right, look, we'll give him the costume. We'll give him his costume as long as he just says the words that were written.
It's like, hey, Rutger, today the fancy shirt. He's like, yeah.
That's happening. This is happening.
This is happening. It's exactly this is happening. All right, Rutger. All right.
I will say, if Rutger Hauer, if I was directing this and Rutger Hauer came at me and goes, "This is happening," I'd be like, "Whatever you want, man."
Absolutely.
He's fucking terrifying, man.
There is a thing with, the reason he's so effective, and I've seen him in good, I've seen him in bad. I've seen him in very serious, and I've seen him in goofy as fuck. But the thing is, the man is striking. Even in his later days, it is the eyes. Yeah. There is a stare he has. You don't even need to put those stupid vampire contacts in later, because the man, you watch any frame of Blade Runner, even before the classic monologue at the end. That man stares at you unblinkingly like a cobra.
His introduction, he's introduced in that movie in just a medium shot.
Yep.
It's not even but it's just when he comes on
and
screen.
And guess what? You already are intimidated.
Yeah. I mean,
God bless Rutger Hauer.
Absolutely. R.I.P. One of the greats, really.
Oh, is he gone?
Yeah. Yeah.
I did know.
Yeah, I know.
I don't want to think about it.
I don't want to think about it either. I like knowing he was out there, man.
Thanks for bringing it up. Thanks, man.
Because he was a guy who would occasionally pop into something good, and you'd be like, oh, like I mentioned Batman Begins last week, but I remember seeing that just being like, oh, yeah, it's just a little part. But
there are some actors that have to remind you, and that's sad that they're not constantly getting roles, but every now and then you're like, holy fuck, where have you been? Look how amazing you are.
Absolutely.
And, Brendan Fraser, he's back, and he's amazing.
He pops into Killers of the Flower Moon, Brendan Fraser, for
I still haven't seen it.
For like a couple scenes, and he just crushes. I will just say, I mean, I can't
wait.
I don't think this is a spoiler by any stretch of it. Number one, because it happened. But the movie does culminate in a trial, and the two attorneys going against each other are Fraser and Lithgow. And I was like,
wow,
I would have watched the whole movie of just this. And that's like the last hour of the film. You're going like, oh,
yeah.
I
can't wait.
They are amazing. Yeah, because another, hot take, Lithgow, really fucking good.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, it's all right.
Did he ever play a vampire? He would have been a good vampire. I don't think
he ever did.
No.
I mean, he certainly played serial killers, bad guys.
Yep.
And at least one crazy hybrid human and lizard person from Dimension 10.
Yeah.
God.
It's the best, man. It's still the best.
Oh, laugh while you can, monkey boy.
It was recommended for me on YouTube, so I was just watching just the end credits of Buckaroo Banzai the other day.
Oh, I love it. Where they're just walking through the whatever
LA,
that is.
Yeah, like the LA River, isn't it? Isn't it like
it's something like that.
Yeah, I don't know if it actually is the LA River, but it's in like a concrete
dry, viaduct,
and that music just rules. And they're all just walking, and he's walking, and they're joining him. I love each one of the guys standing there and going like, "Yeah, now I'm going to be part of it."
Yeah,
Jeff Goldblum in his cowboy outfit. He's like, "All right, now I'm joining the walk."
Full on Doc Savage with a synth score.
It absolutely is. And I'm going like, well, here's the opening title sequence of the Buckaroo Banzai show.
I know.
Yeah, it's so good.
All the near misses on getting Buckaroo back in the small or big screen.
Someday, man. I believe it. I have faith.
But I wonder who they'd get
to play Buckaroo Banzai.
Peter Weller is
no. Yeah, obviously, yeah. Peter Weller can't do it, but there's somebody out there. It's a very specific role, though. Yeah, it is a specific skill set. Oh man, now I just want to watch Buckaroo Banzai again. Yeah, that's always a sign if we're not liking something. We're going like, what's great, Buckaroo Banzai. And also, we are just, if anyone knows the two of us, we are about a second away from talking about Buckaroo Banzai, no matter what,
at any moment,
because it's
I still
amazing
proudly
film.
Wear my Bonsai Institute badge.
You rode in my new car there, which has the overthruster.
The overthruster,
with the Bonsai Institute logo.
Why don't you have a sticker from Yo-Yo Dime? That's what
you know. What? I almost had a Yo-Yo Dime. The same company made a Yo-Yo Dime. I bought the overthruster though.
No, it's all good.
All right. Good. So Rutger Hauer. I do like. Although once again, I don't think this director is great, but I do like Barlow just fucking killing Mark's mother. Like the brutality of that in concept. It's not very well executed. Because this thing is, I thought there was interest for being cable. It's kind of shy about like gore. I thought like TNT might go a little hard on that.
It's choosing its moments, but even when it goes gore-y, it's still weak sauce because I think it is. It's they're thinking about we are still basic cable.
Yeah. But it just, but it's just weird because, like, I know that the original doesn't have a ton of gore in it because it was 70s network TV, but it felt more intense somehow.
Perhaps because it was
Toby
an
Hooper,
honest-to-God director.
A really good, great horror filmmaker making it, who really knew how to sell all those moments. And that's the thing is, like, I am happy to have a talking Barlow.
Also, but this one had, that one had dread that built.
Yeah.
And this one is inert. Like someone in one of the main reviews said, it's like it's inert.
Inert is a great word for this.
Crediting it is the perfect word for this.
Yeah.
There's no build.
No. And like this scene, that's one of the best scenes in the book and the 79 movie. And you have two great actors in Hauer and Cromwell in time, but even bringing some of the lines. But it just doesn't land the same way when he's holding the cross on him and he makes him drop the cross. It doesn't.
Yeah, basically it's like, let's you know what? Let's do this like a duel.
It leads
Your faith versus mine.
Another thing, a thing I absolutely hate about this, turning Cromwell's character into Renfield / by the end, it felt like leader of vampires or something.
Well, that he becomes the new
Straker.
Yeah, and that's actually. That's sort of true to the book.
That's not true to the... Well, he corrupts him with the blood here, and then he just runs out of town in the book.
That's true.
He doesn't become the new big bad of the story.
That's very true.
Because literally, jumping to the end, when you have the town catching fire and him going,
oh God.
And then, of course, that the whole wraparound is them having to take out Cromwell to finish it.
Yeah. Which
stupid.
I think the implication is weirdly Barlow jumped into him.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, by the end of it, it felt like
but
now
he's not no longer a vampire, no, but he is.
Yeah, that also confused me, because it's like, okay, he makes him a thrall, he makes him the familiar, whatever, and obviously some sort of supernatural element to that because he's drinking his blood, and similar to Straker, seem to have loose vampire abilities of some sort.
I hate loose vampires.
I hate a loose vampire, man.
But he has the abilities of a loose
vampire. Put your vampire on a leash, man. There are laws. No, yeah, exactly. But then by the end, yeah, it felt like all the Dawn of the Dead vampires at the end are gathered around Cromwell, and he's the one looking up and going, Mears!
Yep.
But it's like, well, if you're going to do that, then commit to it. And they kind of just go, like you're talking about, it's like, I think maybe the implication is this, but the movie doesn't really want to say.
That's what's so weird is that they have 3 hours to establish whatever they want to establish. And they give us plenty of ephemera that we don't need. But stuff we do need, they make us piece together out of suggestion, and that's just bad writing.
It's really bad. And so then you would get the church scene where they're gonna get the woman's waiting for Weasel to show up and marry her, and he's and this is like it's a good scene. It's just not very well constructed once again.
Well, they're doing this all. What's kind of surprising again is this, since they're trying to wrap up the storyline, the soap opera storylines of this little town, while the vampire invasion's happening, it's all at the same time, and it's weird. Like when Ben Mears and is it the doctor that's with them when they're like, oh, I bet Barlow's in the school, but we can't go into the school during the day because there's classes going on. You're like,
when Mark comes to them and says that Barlow killed his mother.
Yeah, he's got
he's got white chalk on him, and because Barlow had picked him up, so they're going chalk. Where's chalk? School. There's an abandoned. It must be at that school. He must be underground at the.
And then they're like, we can't go in there.
By the way, some shitty detective work.
And I'm also like, in 2004, you as an adult could still walk onto a school grounds and come up with some fucking reason. Yeah. But anyway,
also, I don't remember there being a ton of chalk in the mid 2000s in school. It was switching more to the whiteboard. Maybe it's possible in this small town, but also that wouldn't be literally the only reason, because they come up with that's a total red herring too. It's a waste of everyone's time.
It's a waste of time. But also there's a scene where Ben Mears goes back to the boarding house where the old lady basically is like, oh, I don't know where blah blah is. Have you seen Weasel? Oh, because we're getting married today.
This is my favorite Rob Lowe delivery. He goes, oh really? Oh, well, congratulations on that. Anyway.
Yeah, he's like, oh, that's great. Hey, congratulations. Anyway, have you seen Susan?
Yeah.
The whole thing is like literally, I'm trying to stop a vampire invasion. Oh, good. Yeah, you're getting married, old lady? Great.
Yeah, I don't really have time to give a shit about that.
And then they cut to, yes, she is dolled up.
Yeah.
Was this supposed to be a night wedding with no one there? She's literally alone in the church at night in her gown.
Was Cromwell supposed to perform? Didn't they earlier say?
Cromwell also did. Oh, congratulations, because Weasel goes to tell him we're getting hitched and we're going to do it tomorrow. And he's like, well, good. Have a drink with me. No, I don't think that's smart. Oh, I guess I won't drink either. That's my big hang up.
Well, anyway. And by the way, Weasel's alcoholism is such a non-issue in this thing.
It's a non-issue. He's like, he goes, oh, she's converted you already. He's like, yeah, well, I guess after all these years, all it took was getting some nookie, and I'm not going to drink anymore.
Weasel's going to get some. But I mean, you don't. I mean, number one, when you cast Elijah Cook as a character in the original, that guy already is sweating booze. You know, I mean, just
it's true. The walking gin blossom that was Elisha Cookie.
He really, I don't know what his alcohol consumption was like in real life.
No, but he played it perfect.
God, he played it so well. If you needed
with
a nervous,
shaky desperation.
He was.
Oh, only a Lon Chaney Jr. could match it.
The only problem is he wasn't acting.
I sure would like to help you fill in the blank character, but first I gotta have a little pick-me-up. Anyway, But anyway, old lady's there, and then Weasel shows, and there are little bits where you're like going, oh, this is fairly creepy. So he's in the shadows, and she's like, there you are. I thought you were going to leave me at the altar. And he goes, no, I still love you, and I want to be with you. I just can't come in.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, well, then let me join you. And she goes, are you different? And he goes, no, I'm still me, only better. She goes, good, better, or worse? And he goes, a little bit of both. And then she basically goes with them. Seemingly, I love how a lot of people in this town are like, oh, you're a vampire. Well, okay.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm okay with it. Turn me into a vampire too, because wherever you go, I go.
This is
it's a beautiful love story. This love story is
once again, I like this in concept, this like tragic thing of I want to be with you even if we have to both be monsters.
Even if we're vampires.
There's a good filmmaker and writer could make that really work and like play this sort of melancholy, you know, tragedy of this that's like hauntingly romantic in some way.
But we get about 2 minutes of screen time.
Well, and also this is the first time when they go outside and literally, they're all just shambling vampire zombies. Jesus.
I don't understand the zombie shambling thing, because every other vampire, as I said at the top, the ones that have character names are all just like, well, I'm a vampire now, and I walk normally, I talk normally, my eyes glow, but no big deal. But everyone else in town's like, we are vampires now.
Well, because
they're like the ones in The Last Man on Earth.
Yeah, they are pretty close to that. And man, I gotta say, how am I supposed to know that someone's a vampire if it's not Nicolas Cage running around going, I'm a vampire! I'm a vampire! I'm a vampire! Yeah, it's still one of the great moments in film history.
Really? Yeah, it's right up there with No, Not the Bees.
Cage, man, just giving us classic moments left and right.
It's almost like he had an abundance of classic moments to share.
That guy was instantly iconic. That's all I'll just say.
He really was. He right out of the womb.
Yeah, it's just like, there's just something about this guy, man. No, but this is another one too, though, where it's like, from moment to moment, the vampires are either, as you're saying that, but then like, then Weasel's like real reasonable, just kind of like, no, I'm still Weasel, I'm just a vampire now, and it's all right. And I'm going
and he actually,
I don't know, this is another one where, once again, it's come up on the show many times, I more want to be a vampire than you are. I don't want to be a vampire, but this is another one where this depiction makes me go like, well, if everybody else is a vampire, I guess who am I to like, I'll join up. Like, if literally everyone you know, and the way because this is the same thing with Samantha Mathis later, too, where she's just like, hey, man, we could just be vampires. And just like, I don't know, she seems pretty chill.
Yeah, but that's part of the seductive charm of the vampires.
Yeah, but it's not.
Think there's no problem with it.
I know
they're evil. They're creatures of the damned.
Right, but they're once again like
they
a
kill
lot of stuff
for their food.
Yeah, there's stuff that could.
Well, so do I.
It would be. Yeah. You do hunt and stock your own meat, of course. That's the stocking on your own meat.
Nothing but venison in my fridge.
Brandon wanders the forests of Oregon looking for something to eat.
The concept of that is hilarious if you knew me. And you guys don't and never will. Anyway.
That deer looks so tasty. But the thing about it is they don't do enough of the other side of it. Like I said, they're either zombies or they're pretty reasonable in this, except for Rutger Hauer is crazy evil, of course.
Yeah, he's evil.
Right, but like most of the other vampires seem like pretty, casual. Just kind of like, yeah, man, like I'm still Weasel though.
Yeah, hey man.
Yeah,
I'm still your Weasel.
Like this scene never makes that turn to now I'm the demon, now I'm the creature of the night. Of course,
they show up with the big group at the end with Grommo going like,
but then right, and then it's like, okay, evil. Now they're not even evil. They're just zombies now, and you're just like, oh, okay, well,
and that doesn't work.
No, because I don't want vampires to be zombies.
I want them to have.
We've gone over this.
That's what sets them apart. Is that they should be able to blend. They have their human intelligence.
The cooler, more haunting thing to me would be if they're just sort of living their normal lives, but they're vampires, right?
Yep.
Like it's still just the town. A more haunting ending would be that they're just operating the town as normal at night, but they're all vampires.
You mean like at the end of No One Will Save You?
Just like that.
Where the one person is preserved and everyone else is infected with aliens.
Such a good movie.
Such a talk about. I do need to see the original voices take the old tropes.
Yeah.
Do I think that story completely works? No, but as a one-off where you watch it and you go, damn.
Really well done. Really
and that
well
actress. Jesus.
Caitlin Dever is one of the absolute best actresses. Where like
5 words of dialogue in that movie, basically, and she owns it.
Of this new generation of 20-something actors, she impresses me in everything she does.
I think she needs to team up with. This is who she needs to be in a movie with. The girl from Becky.
Yeah. Lulu Wilson.
Another great new original.
Wonderful.
And Willa Fitzgerald. Who after watching Fall of the House of Usher and her in Reacher, put her in more things.
I love how much people were like who were just watching Reacher and going like, well, wait a minute, they're gonna bring her back, right? It's like, no, Reacher gets a whole new. No, she's so good.
And that's absolutely true. Yeah, but I'm willing to watch a season with a new. Hopefully, they'll find someone good.
Yeah, that's just the nature of the Reacher novels, man. All right. Let's get through.
Let's wrap it up. So they kill some vampires.
I mean, I do want to touch on because we already talked about the scene where they go to Crog's and goes, it's not chalk, it's drywall. And I did once again. That's the shitty takeaway. That never occurred to him that a white dust could be something other than chalk. But this weird subplot about the sheriff calling his daughter, and she's like, "You should come to Florida, Dad." And then he's packing up to go to Florida, and Rob Lowe's like, "What are you, a fucking coward?"
This happens in the book. It happens in the other miniseries.
No,
but
it feels stupid in this.
It feels stupid in this because they give him enough screen time. They're fooling you that he's going to be a bigger character. But all he does in both parts is watch from a distance from things and go, damn, things are getting really weird around this town. And then when it comes time to do something about it, he leaves.
And he's the guy who is at all points going like, vampires, I don't know, it's weird, but vampires, that's a little. And you're just like, well, then what are you here for, man?
Yeah, at least in the original miniseries, he's kept at exactly the scale he should be.
Yeah.
He's on the outskirts, and then as a sign of people are abandoning this town, whether or not they're admitting it's vampires, they all start leaving. And yes, Ben Mears, David Soul's like, even you, Sheriff, and he's like going, the town's yours, I'm not sticking around. Bye-bye. And you're like, well, that's a gut punch.
No,
but here
thank you.
We don't need to hear him talk to his daughter. We don't need any of that. He can just leave.
Yeah, just
In
make
fact,
him the
I'm
coward.
going to give him permission to just leave.
Hey, buddy, you're good.
You're good.
Yeah,
just
get on out of here.
Be the cowardly sheriff and get the fuck out of town.
Or combine the doctor and the sheriff into a character.
You could do that.
Well, I'm just coming up with anything that's like, they need to condense it. And I wonder, I'm very curious about the new Salem's Lot movie that is going to be a 2-hour film take on this. And they're going to have to do some of that kind of stuff and start collapsing characters into each other. Because you just can't. And this version shows that, Hooper didn't do a lot of that, but some of that has to be done because you just can't. It's a big book. It's a big, thick book.
Actually, it's not.
Well, it's a dense book, though.
It's a dense book, but it's one of the shortest the guy ever wrote. At
I
the
don't know
same
about
time,
that. I mean, he's written some pretty short ones. I mean, what is Salem's Lot clock in at? I mean,
Salem's Lot is not the size of one of his hard luck crime ones.
It's not. I mean, it's a long way away from It or The Stand. They listed at 439, so that's like normal.
Maybe
novel
my
length.
copy just has really small text because I just don't remember Salem's Lot being very long.
But I mean, that's like a standard, mass.
Why
market
do we always have
novel.
this fight? Why do we always have this fight?
But of course, he has written a handful of So he leaves. I just want to get to that. Yeah, he gets out of there. All right, let's talk about one of the biggest changes, which is completely insane. When James Cromwell impales Andre Braugher in a hospital bed.
Oh, it's so good.
What the fuck is this?
This is them saying, this ain't your daddy's.
Well, this is I know what this is, because in the book, it's just that he has another heart attack and dies in the hospital.
Yeah.
And this is them going,
but isn't
now,
this
lame.
more effective?
Yeah, they're going, that's lame. That's boring. It's the same thing they do later with the doctor's death, too. They go, nope, not exciting enough. Sorry,
King. This is basically them saying, yeah, we need to amp up, because Callahan is supposed to be a, traumatic loss, is that he turns to the dark side. Yeah. But he doesn't turn to the dark side enough for these filmmakers.
But that's the thing in the book is, and I like that about his character, because it keeps him, he's corrupted to the dark side, and he's like, then I just need to get out of here.
Yeah, and then he shows up in the Dark Tower series and is working towards a redemption in that. So that's great.
And that's sort of. But I like that. I like keeping some level of heroism to that character of going, all right, I've been corrupted. I can no longer be what I am. I just need to get out of here.
Well, they do give you the sort of out by having. Man. He's talking like in a possessed voice when he kills.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the thing. Is like it's literally like he doesn't even do anything particularly evil necessarily in the book, but it's more like I have been corrupted. I feel the evil inside me.
Yes,
and that's once again, that's not as like viscerally exciting as him plunging something into a man's heart.
No,
but it is interesting.
He basically does the whole like, oh, how does it feel to get it? Yeah. This is what you do to my kind. This hurts, doesn't it? When that stake goes through.
Which I did
think
was funny because actually, Andre Braugher never stakes anyone. I mean, he sends people out too, but it's one of those like you ordered this to happen to people, so and you're like, what?
Yeah.
Okay. And of course, it's also
I've been in bed for this.
I guess at this point, we saw that the hospital was still full of people. I guess now it's not because nobody saw him go in there, do any of this, or I don't know. Once again, at what point the society breaks down is unclear.
Yeah.
So anyway, he just impales him, and then they just kind of. There's not a whole lot of reaction under Braugher's death, which is because he's one of my favorite characters in the book, and his death is so sad, and when you lose him, it's a huge loss.
Yep.
But yeah. Anyway, I do like that when they find Crockett, he is trying to kill himself with gas fumes. That kind of works for me as like a big.
Yeah. I can do whatever I want, even if that means killing myself. And this is where they found out he invited.
Oh, man. But Columbo, this is not. And they're like, wait. Yeah, I'm so mad. Rob Lowe kicks a drywall, goes, wait, white dust. Drywall.
No, Crockett's the one. He's like, I can do anything I want to my house. And he kicks his own wall. And you have Ben Mears see that. And then he goes, drywall.
Yeah,
the white dust could be drywall,
and then the next thing is like, but wait, where are they doing construction? the boarding house that I'm living in, they were doing work on it.
But here's the thing. Granted, but we actually saw him go back to the boarding house. But they make a thing that anywhere Barlow is, that smell of death is overpowering.
Because when they get back to the boarding house, they go, oh yeah, he's here.
Yeah, and you're like, well then,
what are you doing, movie?
Yeah, I just gave up.
You guys!
I don't know if you guys could hear it, but I just gave up.
And so they go, well, he must be in the basement. And so they all get their stuff together. And then, yes, I actually had to pause it because I was laughing, which was not the intention of this. But the doctor takes a step down, goes right through the stairs, which is the same thing that happened. I was expecting that. What I was not expecting was he would fall onto a running table saw.
Yep.
Because in the book he falls on a bunch of knives. So it's
yes,
like
he does.
which is also kind of a crazy thing, but
it is.
But it also, I follow the logic of it's like it's like the bamboo sticks in like a Rambo movie. Yeah, it's a trap.
It's a trap.
Here they had to really count that he would hit at the exact right moment and land perfectly. And literally, I'm like, they could hear the saw running.
Yeah, I was like, it's a running buzzsaw.
When they open the door, you hear it.
That would be a very loud giveaway. Why is there a buzzsaw going down?
Yeah, nobody thought. He just takes us. So I laugh because it makes him look like a complete idiot.
Yeah, and it is a real. just a stupid way to take out a character that was already built up way too much.
Yeah, well, because that's the other thing too. In the book, he falls on a trap, but he's not as important a character, so it's more just like, oh shit.
Right.
So that, yeah, here though he's like, I'm gonna get those vampires. Oh no, table saw. And then I like Rob Lowe.
Look out, Hamlet! There's a vampire. Sorry, again with that skit. Always going back to that skit.
What I love then is Rob Lowe going through the broken stairs and just having to like turn his body weight a little bit so he avoids the saw. And he's just like, yep. And also you get, because it's not a book, so somebody has to say this. Poor Dan Bird as Mark has to go, they must have weakened the wood in these stairs.
Oh, God.
How else would we know? And so they go down there and they're like, wait a minute, there's no vampires down here, though. This is crazy. Wait, what's this? A secret door in the, like a secret hole in the wall that's been covered up? That must be where the vampires are. Yep.
Turns out he's right.
Yeah. And so they go into the lair of the vampires, which is all lit in this vivid red for unknown reasons.
Movies.
Yeah, because, red like blood, because vampires.
Dude, I didn't even get that till you said that.
Really?
Damn.
Whoa, this movie's good.
You really turned me around on this whole thing.
So Mark, and another example of Mark not being the character he is from the book or anything, with a guy who knows stuff, because he opens up the Barlow's coffin, and then Rob Lowe's like, "Oh no, don't look him in the eyes," because he's hypnotized Mark into attacking Rob Lowe.
Because this is close to, King put this in the novel because it's very close to Dracula in the novel. Yeah. Because even during the day, they have a weird awareness, especially if you're a master vampire. So yes, the thing is, he's weak.
Yeah.
But when you open the coffin, he's aware, so he does pop his eyes open. And Ben Mears is smart enough, or at least read Dracula, and he's like, don't look him in the eye.
Yeah. But of course, Mark looks him right in the eye.
Yeah, he does.
And gets hypnotized, and so he has to, Ben has to knock him out so he can go stake him. And this is where Rutger Hauer's last attempt is like, what? Don't stake me yet. And this, yes, is where we alluded to this last week, and we mentioned it here. But yes, this is where in Rob Lowe's memoir, we didn't tell this story last week, but it was on there specifically that when they shot this scene, Rutger Hauer.
Say this.
Huh?
We did talk about it.
No, we didn't, because we wanted to talk about it in part 2. That was the whole thing.
Oh, I thought we did.
No, we were. But I don't think we talked about that. Yes, that he started monologuing about cowboys and how he always wanted to be a cowboy.
Yeah.
And then they were like, no, we don't want any of that. And then Rutger Hauer was like, well, I didn't actually learn the real dialogue.
Yes, that's right.
That's the funniest part of it to me. It's not that he tried something, but that he was so sure they were going to want the improvs. I don't even fucking need to learn this dialogue. And Rob Lowe had to hold up cue cards for him.
Oh, man.
Yeah. To read the dialogue. And what I like, though, is
that bad? That sounds like what any professional actor would do.
What I like, though, about that Rob Lowe is complimentary in the book is he does go, actually, he was pretty fucking good on the cue cards, though. he was actually still pretty good just reading it. It's like, yeah, man, once again, turns out Rutger Hauer can just cold read off of some cue cards. It'd be pretty good.
Way to go, Mr. Hauer.
Yeah. But that also, I think, is another indication of what he thought of this thing that he's just like, I don't need to even learn. I'll come up with something
I kind of had my idea, and
no, what we talked about, I think we talked about last week is like, well, because it worked on Blade Runner, man.
Yeah.
And then he just I like to think every movie after Blade Runner he tried to do this. Rutger started improvising a monologue.
I'm sorry, did you not see Blade Runner? What's the best thing about it? My monologue, right? Yeah. I came up with that shit.
That was me. That was
just
all
let me go. Just let me, and you're gonna love it.
All me. That reminds me of. I think I might have told this on the Memoirs of Invisible Man, but Kevin Smith has that story about the lunch he had with Chevy Chase, where he just took credit for every joke in a Chevy Chase movie that Kevin Smith said he liked. That was pretty funny. And Fletch went, yeah, that was me. I came up with that. And he just said that was like the whole lunch was him just going, I also came up with that. I wrote that one too. And it was just like, okay.
Man, the fragile ego on that dude.
Chevy Chase, man, yeah.
I have to own it all.
Well,
it was all me.
He was shitting on Community some more the other week when he was on Mark Maron.
Jesus Christ.
It just wasn't funny, man. That was the problem with it. It was such a garbage show, like.
I actually didn't hear this. Did Maron confront him on that at all? Like, actually, the show was very funny.
Kind of. I mean, Maron is sort of like, just like, what?
Well, he'll let them say their own thing, but every now and then he will get in someone's face and just go, "Oh, come on, that's not real." Yeah, come on.
I think it was kind of that attitude a little
bit.
Did
he ask him who his guys were?
He did, believe it or not.
Who are your guys?
Chevy Chase described the show as just not funny or hard-hitting enough for me. The fuck does that mean?
Well, it was never meant to be hard-hitting, and as far as funny, it's fucking hilarious. Yeah. Sorry, idiot.
I felt a little bit constrained. Everybody had their bits, and I thought they were all good. It just wasn't hard-hitting enough for me.
All right. That I could kind of see that he was disappointed in the character he was given. He wasn't given the best character. That's true.
I just but then he goes on to say, at the end of the day, I just didn't want to be surrounded by those people every day.
Jesus Christ, that guy.
And it's just like, yeah, man, some of the funniest people in the world. Yeah, God forbid. Well, he was just looking at Joel going, I used to be him.
I'm sure that's exactly it.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think a lot of it's just like, hey, what about me?
Yeah, shouldn't I be the star of this thing? So then it's like, okay, they stake Barlow, and then just all the other vampires, Lowe just goes, yeah, I think they're dead for real this time.
Yeah. I mean, again, that he established, or at least said that earlier as a hope.
But then they're
which
not.
Would mean, yeah, but then, well, some are.
That's
because you thing. Actually hear them like that, so like that expel of air.
But then there's still a town full of vampires at the end.
But when they come out, at the very least, Susan, and then when they walk out, there's even more.
Yeah. Because I did think, well, they've staked I'm going, where is this going? There's still like 15 minutes left.
Oh, you're going to find out.
Oh, I was not happy to find out. Believe me, I was a lot happier before she knew. So yeah, sexy vampire Samantha Mathis is like, hey, how you doing, Ben? And then she's just like, hey, man, you're pretty awesome. I think maybe we could be... Don't run away, Ben. We could be a big vampire power couple. That's all I'm saying.
She's like, look, I know, yeah, it was dumb. I got turned into a vampire. Yeah. But listen, here's the thing. It's not so bad, and me and you could be happy together, and I do care for you, honestly.
I think that's the thing about this.
I did this one nice thing for you.
Oh my God, I couldn't believe the writing of this.
I know. I went to the hospital or some shit, and I looked up some records or some shit, and it turns out that little boy...
If Samantha Mathis was actually going, or some shit, what, for for some reason.
She's like, I looked up the records of that little boy that you thought was still alive.
Try imagining this vampire version of Samantha Mathis in a file room going through a cabinet of...
Yeah, well, she has all night. She can go on.
I have a lot of time on my hands now.
And she basically says, I found out that little boy, and you never bothered to look this up.
Did you actually look up his cause of death? Did you?
And he actually goes, no. Yeah. And she goes, his neck was snapped.
Yeah.
There's no way he was still alive. Yeah. He died instantly. So it was your own imagination that you heard someone asking you for help. So in other words, your guilt you've been carrying with you is stupid. You didn't kill that kid.
Who needed this? What audience member needed this answered?
But also, it is just like, so now we're cool?
Well,
and he's like, well, thanks for that knowledge, but you're still a vampire lady.
Well, which she only does because when Mark walks up, she does a quick turn and like a...
Yeah.
But it doesn't...
He's a little wooed by this, and he's like, maybe it wouldn't be so bad. And
but I wish
he's like, hey, Mark. And she's like...
I put this on the director, not on Samantha Mathis. I wish she had been a little bit more... When you were talking about this is the seductive...
I wish her hair had been a little more crimped.
I think that was the problem. They didn't crimp it enough.
That was exactly it.
No,
I was like, is she evil or not?
I wish she'd been a little bit more ethereally seductive or something like that.
Well, but then that would be a little too on the nose, don't you think?
Maybe, but I mean, because this thing has resisted being on the nose up to this point.
She's still our beloved
so
Susan.
casual. She's so casual, and then the turn at Mark is even kind of half-hearted vampire hiss. And that's why I'm going like, I don't really know what the deal with these vampires are.
But that allows her to get staked.
Yeah, that allows her to get staked. And then
she just heads for the ceiling.
Right to that ceiling, man. And then they try to play it as this kind of like beautiful moment of of sparkles raining down.
Yeah, instead of sawdust like the other guy, she turns into almost glitter.
Yeah.
And I'm like, stop, movie, stop. We know that it's someone we care about. You shouldn't have to underscore, isn't it a tragedy?
Well, isn't it a tragedy? But there's also this thing about like, oh, but he's freed her now too. Oh Jesus, it's bad. But anyway, the movie's not over yet because they got to go outside to a fucking Romero film that's happening outside.
I know.
And then
they have to be chased by a vampire school bus driver.
I can't believe the school bus driver thing came back. And it's all just so.
I was happy.
We didn't talk about
get you.
We didn't talk about that scene when he goes onto the school bus and there's all just the vampire children who turn him into a vampire.
Oh,
and then,
yes.
Yeah, he chases after them before just careening into a gas station.
Yeah, there's almost a montage during this night of people getting their comeuppance. So, mean Vietnam vet bus driver gets attacked by vampire children. That's supposed to be eerie, and it's okay.
It's mildly
and
eerie.
Also,
it's closing in on eeriness.
Crockett, the realtor, is trying to find his daughter.
He goes to the dump where his
it's like, he's with his she's with her boyfriend. He goes, Duds?
Yeah.
So he goes to the
asshole.
Dump, and his daughter's a vampire, and these vampires are zombies.
I don't understand what's the deal with the dump vampires. Why there's just like a group of feral vampires.
Yeah, these are basically, I guess, because most of the town are now vampires and no one's really left alive. They're eating rats out in the dump.
But it seems like once again, for how much time has passed, they pretty quickly turn feral.
Yeah, and so he's like, "What are you doing down there?" She's like, "I'm with these people now, Daddy." And guess what? You can't help me anymore, but we can take something from you.
Well, because he says, I just want to be with my daughter. Why don't you turn me into a vampire? She's like, no way, old man.
Yeah, it's like, we don't need your blood. And then Duds does his flash zoom in. He goes, but we'll take your flesh.
Yeah.
And then all the teen, trendy vampires attack the Crockett dude.
And this is where I thought, like, I think they think my reaction should be like, well, that's what you get.
That's what you get.
But I don't care.
No, I didn't care at any point about this father-daughter team.
All right. Despite the fact, both of these actors are doing their best.
But it is supposed to be just like, oh man, that's horrifying.
And then yes, literally they're driving out of town and Rob Lowe's like, wait, hold on. We could burn them. It's just it's another quick thing where it's like, hold on, let's start a fire real quick.
Well, it's because when they're being chased, they're on their way out of town.
This was where the school bus careens into the gas station.
Yes, and when the school bus, what I found funny, I think this is budgetary. The bus careens into the gas station.
Yeah.
But it doesn't blow up. It goes past the pumps.
I also thought this
and
too.
it kind of goes into the building, but doesn't blow up.
Yeah.
But behind it, so they're like, oh, they must not have wanted to buy that bus.
Hey, man, we got to give this bus back.
So the gas station goes up, but not the school bus. And that's what gives Mears the idea. He's like, oh, okay, let's just light the whole town on fire.
And they do, but not much of the town. When they do the big overhead shot of the town, there's only a little bit of fire. Once again, I think budgetary.
Yep.
And
some of it's CG too.
Yeah, it's not. And I will say, I mean, this is 2004 basic cable, but even still, fire is one of the hardest things to CG. It's really tough. Fire and water are really hard to do. And
all you have to do is watch a single Sharknado to tell you that.
And then, yes, this is where you get the super villain James Cromwell going, Mears! And then, though, how does he... Okay, so now we're back. We're caught up to our bookend pieces.
And this orderly is not only on the edge of his seat, he's now a true believer. He's like, you got to stay with me, man. I need to know what happened.
Suddenly he's got a bag of popcorn going, oh, amazing.
I didn't know that kind of shit could happen in small towns in Maine. Someone should write about this.
Because doesn't he have some line about like, wow, you are a writer. You painted a word picture.
You really do.
Man, you can turn a phrase.
But literally, we've been here for about 6 hours. The way you've been telling this story, damn. Yeah. I should have been off shift a long time ago. I should have been off shift.
I also missed like 3 people coding, but whatever.
By the way, around this time, as he's like going, you got to stay with us, man, because you did some good work back there and all that, whatever.
Yeah.
And we did, at the end of part 1, see a mysterious figure enter Father Callahan's hospital room.
Right.
We didn't know who it was.
Right.
We're about to find out.
We're about to find out because, the orderly's like, well, hey, man, you get some sleep now.
Yeah.
Rob Lowe, you've been through a lot from the sound of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go, and he's like, well, I better just peek in on James Cromwell. And he goes in there, and James Cromwell's, EKG, his heart meter, is still going just fine. But there's a pillow
over his face. And then the orderly sees that the little monitor
is connected to the guy in the bed next to him.
That's pretty smart, Mark.
Pretty smart indeed. And then
so Mark has smothered our lead,
which I'm so bummed we didn't get to see a teenager smother James Cromwell.
Me too.
But also we talked about the fall out that window onto that truck. Come on, Cromwell was like mostly dead, right?
No, not if he had some vamp in him.
Okay, here's the other question I have about Cromwell. How did he go from Salem's Lot to this city now? I mean, obviously, I guess the idea of Salem's Lot burns.
Maybe a bus or a train.
But the vampires,
they don't have to be in Salem's Lot.
They don't have to be there, but they burned the town down, and then the vampires just went their separate ways? Or some of them died?
I would assume. And some of them probably died, and then it was probably like, spread, my children. Go spread the evil or whatever.
And he was doing that in this. It's a little weird to me.
Yeah, sure. No,
well, I mean, it's certainly ill-defined what he was up to.
Oh, ill-defined is the subtitle of this movie.
Salem's Lot: ill-defined.
The ill-defined.
Yeah. Run from the ill-defined. The scariest movie you'll see this summer. Yeah. The ill-defined.
You will fear something.
Yeah.
It's ill-defined.
It will be unclear how you should feel, but probably scared. I guess. So he's dead. And then, Mark is running out of the hospital, but he can't get through. One of the doors is locked. And the orderly catches him, and he looks at him, and he's like...
Oh, he gives him quite the final line.
What does he say?
He says, I cannot believe you.
Yeah.
Because if I do, it's going to mess me up.
But then he opens the door.
Then he opens the door so Mark can escape, and he goes, God bless you.
Yeah.
You're doing the Lord's work.
Yeah.
So now Mark is on his own, and
because
and
Ben Mears dies. What is that? That's crazy.
It's okay. Let him go.
But it's such a weird thing to
let him go, John.
Well, because Mark does have that moment where he's like, "You can rest now, Rob Lowe. The vampires are gone."
That's what rest means. Dying.
But then we get the last shot of this thing where he's coding and they're working on him, and then the worst fucking cover of Paint It Black known to man starts up.
Well, isn't that what won the or was up for the ding 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 ding.
I see the red door. I must have it painted black.
Yeah, this is bullshit.
By the way, I looked up who is responsible for this god awful cover?
Who?
And it turns out it's a band called Gob.
Yes.
And I go, I'm like, wait a minute, they have a credit on another horror film of this same era called Stir of Echoes. Do you remember with Kevin Bacon?
Oh, Stir of Echoes, yeah.
And I remember thinking, when I saw that movie, what a fucking horrible cover of Paint It Black. And it's the same one.
Are
Two
you
horror
serious?
movies of the early 2000s use this what must be the cheapest cover.
Made money twice off this bad cover?
Yeah, because I remember that's one of the things I distinctly remember about. I haven't seen that since it came out.
You made a mistake by telling me that, because now I hate them. Like I was giving them no thought, and now my brain is consumed with
Well, and if you look them up, they are the most Green Day ripoff looking dudes with their spiked bleach blonde hair and backwards hats and yeah man, Gob. Or maybe it's Job.
It's pronounced Job. They were way ahead of that one. They were ahead of that particular idea.
Blue's eldest son, Gob. Yeah, man, I did. Oh God, I said this cover of Paint It Black must be dirt cheap that they keep using.
That's probably it. It was just about
because it was on last as this was, but the whole last shot is just this ever heightening overhead shot of them working on Rob. I just thought, what do we need any of this for?
Literally, it's a director choice that is just so he's like, cool shot, man. This will be cool. And it's just the camera pulling up and away from clearly dead Ben Mears. Yeah. And I'm like, well, that was choice. Yeah, and pointless, as we've already said.
Yeah, and that's the end of this. Thank God.
Yep.
Yeah,
this one didn't quite live up to either the novel or the original.
No, and that is the thing of this, is this one just doesn't exist. It is not hated. It is just forgotten, and it deserves that.
Yep.
By the way,
sometimes dead is better.
Sometimes dead is better, indeed. And this one, leave it in the ground, friends.
We are the last ones to dig it up, and we will make sure
like I said,
is
pretty much anyone I told about this, they were like, "There's another Salem's Lot miniseries."
Yeah,
and it's like, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Well, next week, Brendan, we will be getting some more closure on this show when we finally are finishing the Dracula 2000 trilogy. That's right, folks.
Been a trilogy.
That's right, folks. It's Dracula 3 Legacy. And it does feature Rutger Hauer as Dracula.
What?
Yes, that's right.
We've already met him.
Well,
in this series.
Now he's going to be Rutger Hauer.
Okay.
I don't know, man. There are actually two people credited as Dracula, so I don't know what the deal with that. We're gonna get maybe, I don't know. We did Dracula 2 a while ago, so we've been waiting for the answers, because remember that ended on a cliffhanger.
You're gonna have to remind me. I literally have put this stuff.
We've got Jason Scott Lee returning as the world's dullest vampire hunter.
Oh, right.
Roy Scheider doing, I'm sure, another one-scene cameo.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I am a blind priest.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
And it's Wes Craven presents Dracula 3 Legacy, even though the first note in the trivia is Wes Craven had nothing to do with the making of the film. But he's like...
That means that for about $75, you can put Wes Craven presents on the front of your movie.
Yeah, it just... Wes Craven said, thank you for the check.
Wes Craven's bank account presents.
Oh, Wes Craven never turned down free money. Are you kidding me?
No.
So, yes, finally, Dracula 3 Legacy will be next week on the show.
Jesus Christ.
Indeed. Yeah. So that's going to do it, though, for this week's episode of Campbell and Jones Meet the Monsters. I'm John Campbell.
I'm Brendan Jones.
And remember, there are such things as monsters.
I see your red door and I want to paint it black.